From Anderson Field in Caruthers, California, Coalinga High School Horned-Toad football is on the air as your Horned-Toads ready to tee it up against the Caruthers High School Blue Raiders for the first game of the 2023 season here in the heart of the San Joaquin Valley. Hi, everybody. I'm Brian Welch of the Toad Streaming Network. Welcome to the first game of the 2023 season here at Caruthers High School at Anderson Field. It's going to be a good one here tonight between the Horned-Toads and the Blue Raiders. Third meeting in these past two seasons, as your Horned-Toads season last year came to an end on this very field at Anderson Field as the Blue Raiders defeated your Horned-Toads 22-21 in the CIF Central Section Division IV semifinal round here at Caruthers High School. Also, welcome to our pregame show. We're going to be doing a pregame show throughout the whole entire season. And this week I was able to interview the head coach of your Horned-Toads, Jose Pease. That conversation coming up right after the break. It's 6 minutes till kickoff here from Caruthers, California. It's the Caruthers High School Blue Raiders and your Horned-Toads of Coalinga High School right after this. Stay tuned for more of the Horned-Toad pregame show. This is Horned-Toad Football on the Toad Streaming Network. Welcome back to the Horned-Toad pregame show. Now joined by the head coach of your Horned-Toads, Jose Pease. Coach, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, thanks.
Coach, I know we're recording this early before the game against Caruthers. What's it like having week 0 of high school football? It kind of feels like yesterday we were talking about last season.
You know, this game means a lot more to us than any other game that we've played. And, you know, the way last year went and, you know, how it ended, like, it just, to me, it seems bittersweet to start where last year stopped. So, yes, we have a little bit more oomph in us, and, you know, we're ready to go.
The Horned-Toads are ready to go against the Blue Raiders of Caruthers High School. Last season, it was a great season. Noah Tazi had his breakout season, a lot of offense, a lot of great defense, but a lot of people graduated from your team. A lot of turnover from last season. Mario Delgado, Devin Sanchez over at West Hills College now. Great, they're doing good, by the way. I saw them over at practice this week. But how do you guys go into this year's matchup against the Blue Raiders with the mindset?
Our mindset is attack first. Like, we have to be the hammer, and we got to execute, you know? Like, that's what up until now has been, like, we got to execute and know what our assignment is and, you know, just be on point.
2 meetings last year, this meeting now, 3 meetings in 2 seasons. I mean, I think one word that comes to this matchup is familiarity. How familiar are you getting with the game plan and stuff against the Blue Raiders offensively and defensively?
Pretty familiar. Yes, we are definitely studied up on their offense, their defense, and, you know, like, even with their coaching staff, like, I have a lot of respect for Coach Ward over there and his staff, and especially all the stuff that they've done in their offseason. Like, them going and coaching in the All-Star game and us, like, watching and seeing our kids play, and, you know, it was a lot of fun to see them, and, like, of course, we're always studying, so we are ready.
As the word of a math teacher, you're always studying, especially in the classroom and also on the field. Let's talk about the players, some of the players that are going to be on this field for this season for the Horned-Toads. You have Noah Tazi in the quarterback position. You have Dylan Teixeira. You have Gustavo Alvarado, a good offensive front, but there's some new faces on the defensive side. Can you talk about some of the defensive faces this season?
I don't think they're so new. I think they were there last year. You know, our secondary was they're all underclassmen last year, and, you know, this year even so, like, they're all underclassmen, and they're used to being in the light and to being able to make plays, and, you know, like, it's going to be exciting to watch them, just like how it was last year. I know we're missing a key guy there in the middle, but Branson is going to step up, and he's been taking on that leadership role, and, you know, I'm excited to see what he does for us.
How important is it to have a vocal leader on that in the defense, like Mario Delgado was last season?
You know, I think it is really important, and, you know, to have Branson Peters there right now, and I think he's definitely taken on that leadership role, and he's definitely got those guys under his wing.
And a new season, new everything. Everybody is as a blank slate. let's get to the X's and O's. This is a Caruthers squad that they can spread the ball out. They can run. They can pass. How do you guys stop that offensive attack of the Blue Raiders?
We get to where they're going to be at and just execute, make plays. We know where they're going to be at and how they're going to do it. We got to make sure that we get there and we tackle and, we come up with the ball.
And one more thing before I let you go here on the Horned Toad pregame show. Coach, this is a team that is, two schools, two towns that are also three towns, Coalinga, Huron, and then Caruthers, that love their football, love their high school football. I know, I remember you might see the yacht club out there, the Caruthers Yacht Club, the boats out in the north end zone, I believe, the south end zone. It's classic San Joaquin Valley football. How do you rank the environment in Caruthers from the other environments the Horned Toads have been a part of in your years of coaching?
It's electric. It is. I know across the whole valley, like last year in playoffs, there wasn't a town that we visited that didn't show up for their athletes. Being at Taft and even having Exeter come in here, like the fans brought it, and it excited our kids and it excited our staff, and we're just we're happy to be a part of it, and it's just exciting for all of us because our towns come together and they get to watch our kids have fun and win football games.
And you being a head coach, I've known you for a very long time. I've known you actually for a decade. I've known you for a decade. What does high school football mean to you as a coach? I know you played it and you're now coaching that. What does it mean to coach on the Friday Night Lights in the San Joaquin Valley?
Honestly, it's like a dream come true. I honestly, when I was a kid, I didn't expect myself to be where I'm at right now. But to be a part of it and to continue where I started to where I am now and to still be in it, it's just, it's a lot of fun. And, even now, every day is a different day, and every season is just, it feels like a different season, and it's a different group of guys. And, you just learn to make connections with your team and to help them out to be not just to be good football players, but to become good people and good citizens.
Coach, it's always a pleasure talking with you. Good luck on Friday, or good luck against the Blue Raiders on Friday night.
Thank you.
It is go time here in Caruthers. It's good to be back here on the Toad Streaming Network. A beautiful evening for football here in the heart of the San Joaquin Valley. Blue skies overhead, some clouds off into the east near the Sierra Nevada. It's time to ready to go here for week 0 of high school football here in Caruthers. The Caruthers High School Blue Raiders in their blue uniforms with the white numbering, blue pants, white socks. They have an arrow on their helmets. The Horned Toads in their gray uniforms, a new look this season with the black numbering and the orange outline. And they will have on their helmets tonight, it will be the Toad script in orange and black lettering. As we get ready to go here, back deep for you Toads, it'll be Gavin Watson ready to go here, and Dylan Teixeira as Daniel Rosales puts the ball on the tee. Glad to have you along here. Pull up your favorite chair, get your favorite drink in your hand. It's Horned Toad football here on the Toad Streaming Network. As the Toads will get the ball first for the contest. First drive of the 2023 season. But the first, the kickoff. Here comes Rosales, ready to go here. Teixeira and Watson back deep. And we're underway here in Caruthers. Watt's going to take it near the 10, gets to the 15 to the 20 on that far side, angling to the left-hand side of the 25, and he will be pushed out of bounds at the 26-yard line by a trio of Blue Raiders. And that's where the Horned Toads will set up shop for their first drive of the 2023 season. As we get ready to go here, as who will be the quarterback tonight, there's a little bit of a discussion about that this week. And let's see who it will be. It will be number 4, Wyatt Worth, the senior, ready to go here. As the Horned Toads will be going left to right, and the Blue Raiders going right to left here. Ball placed at the 27-yard line here. Can the Horned Toads get this offense going here on that far hash mark? Can they capitalize here? Horned Toads in gray, Blue Raiders in blue. Be 3 receivers left. Tailback to the left-hand side. That'll be Gustavo Alvarado to Worf's left hip. Takes a snap, hands it off to Alvarado. Up the gut, gets some room. And he's brought down by a trio of Blue Raiders led by number 50, Ruben Carmona. It'll be bringing up second down. Barely even a yard there. No gain on the play. Let's see. As the stick will not move, and it will be second down and 10. And a frustrating start for the Horned Toads already. Can they capitalize? Can they get something going here offensively? Second and 10 right here will be 2 receivers either side. Tailback to his right hip. That's Alvarado. Here comes Worf in the gun, going left to right on your screen here. Motions a man from left to right, takes a snap, looking, throws to the right-hand side, gets Watson to the 30. He steps out of bounds, pushed out of bounds actually by a duo of Blue Raiders, pushed out by number 3, Julian De La Rosa. That'll be a nice gain as they get to the 35-yard line. First down marker at the 30. Actually, there's the first down marker at the 37. They're going to mark the ball at the 33-yard line on that right hash. Can the Horned Toads find a way to capitalize and convert on this third down? So it'll be Teixeira out left. 3 receivers to the right, Alvarado to his right hip. Worth keeps it himself. He has some more room. He's going to break past the 40. He's the 45-50. Past midfield to the 45-40. 35-30. It's a foot race. And he's pushed out of bounds by a duo of Blue Raiders. And a nice pickup by Wyatt Worth and the Horned Toads. As that's Jordan Gomez with the tackle, and the Horned Toads in plus territory here on this opening drive. Well, 55 seconds gone by in this opening quarter. A nice pickup as Wyatt Worth was a good play right there, able to keep it himself. And the Horned Toads close to that red zone, going left to right on your screen. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Alvarado gets the ball, gets to the 30-yard line, gets to around the 28-yard line. Be a gain of 2, second down and 8 for the Toads. Can the Toads find a way, a big-time third down conversion for the Toads from the legs of Wyatt Worth, the senior quarterback. Talking of head coach Jose Pease about Wyatt this week, Wyatt's kind of like that Swiss Army knife. You can put him on the offensive side and the defensive side. Second down and 7, a gain of 3. It'll be Teixeira to the left. 3 receivers to the right, tailback to his left hip. Worth in the gun, Alvarado to his left hip, wearing orange cleats tonight. Worth takes a snap, throws to the left-hand side. Wide open to Teixeira, and it's going to be overthrown. An incomplete pass is actually on the coverage. It's Johnny Hernandez, the junior, with the coverage of the Blue Raiders. And it will set up a third down for the Toads, 3rd and 7 with 10:25 here in this opening quarter. Horned Toads had a good drive, a nice third down conversion, as Wyatt Worth was able to get a nice gain by using his own legs of a nice quarterback keeper. Another third down here, 3rd and 7 for the Toads. 3 receivers left, one to the right, tailback to his right hip. That'll be Gustavo Alvarado wearing those orange cleats. Worf in the gun, takes the snap, throws it up the middle, and it will be incomplete. A little bit of miscommunication between Gavin Watson and Wyatt Worf. And it will be a 3 and out for the Toads with 10:22 to go here in this opening quarter. If you're the Horned Toads, do you want to go for it as Coach Reed and Wyatt Worf debating about it? Can the Horned Toads convert here on 4th down? They are 1 for 2 so far on 3rd down. Can they convert here on 4th down? 4th and 7, 2 incomplete passes so far. Can the Toads find a way to capitalize here? 1 receiver left, 3 to the right, tailback to his left hip. Here comes Worf in the gun. Takes a snap, drops back, going to keep it himself, and he's going to slip on the turf, and he's brought down by Ruben Carmona, and the Horned Toads turn the ball over on downs. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Blue Raiders with 10:17 to go here in this opening quarter. Wow, and kind of a surprising drive by the Toads. Nice 3rd down conversion by Wyatt Worf, able to make a nice gain, but a couple of incomplete passes. And the drive came off the rails here. Can the Horned Toads get something going here defensively? As it will be the quarterback, number 4, Hunter Babb in the gun. Will tailback to his left hip. Keeps it himself, Babb. And he's going to be brought down behind the backfield. And that's going to be Branson Peters with a big-time tackle. Branson Peters, you heard about him on the pregame conversation of Jose Peace, stepping up, being that vocal leader, filling the void that Mario Delgado left. Mario Delgado graduating in June. Going to play for West Hills College Coalinga in the fall. Be 2nd down 11 after a loss of 1. Babb in the gun, tailback to his left hip. That will be Noah Puga. Keeps it himself. Babb. Submarines close for a couple of yards. Gets the original down and a little bit of the original line of scrimmage. Gets past that. It'll be third down at that 34-yard line as the Blue Raiders going right to left on your screen. As the Blue Raiders going right to left. Can the Horned Toads find a way and get a stop here on 3rd down? 3rd and 6 and some penalties. And Branson Peters, he's going to check out of the ball game. It will be Raymond Flores, the junior, stepping into the middle linebacker position. Babb going to keep it to the right-hand side. Has some room. Gets past the 35. Rumbles to the 40. And he will pick up the 1st down. And what an impressive run by Hunter Babb. Keeping it himself with the Wildcat. Moves the sticks here at the 42-yard line of Caruthers. 9:15 so far in this opening quarter. No score between the Blue Raiders and the Horned Toads. A quick lineup for the Blue Raiders going right to left. Here comes Babb in the gun. Takes the snap. Hands it off over to Puga. Puga has some room. Past the 45. Gets to around the 49-yard line on that far hash. That's a nice pickup right there as the clock is still moving under 9 minutes here in this opening quarter. Ball will actually be placed at the 48.5-yard line. As the Blue Raiders going up to the ball pretty quickly here. Babb takes the snap, goes to the left-hand side, Wildcat move, angling left, and he's going to be brought down. Big-time play by Luke Wojowoda, the junior from Coalinga, with a nice stop, wearing Devin Sanchez's old number. Luke Wojowoda, a big-time stop, and it'll be a 3rd down and 1 for the Blue Raiders as they inch close into Horned Toad territory at the 49-yard line of Coalinga. But here they go. The Horned Toads trying to find a way to get off the field here. Here comes Babb in the gun. Puga to his right hip. Babb takes a snap. Wildcats it himself. And he's able to pick up the 1st down. And Hunter Babb is slicing through this defense of the Horned Toads like Swiss cheese. Can the Horned Toads find a way to get off the field here as the sticks moving here? Game clock still running. Of 8 minutes to go here in the 1st quarter. Blue Raiders going right to left on your screen in their blue uniforms. White numbering. Here they go. Babb will be in the gun. All by himself. Takes a snap. Hand will be a little bit of a reverse. It's going to be Lopez with the ball. And he rumbles forward for a couple of yards. Abraham Lopez got some yardage. And it will be 2nd down at the 42-yard line, I should say, on the Blue Raiders opening drive here. With 7:28 and counting to go here in quarter number 1. The Blue Raiders on that near hash. Here comes Babb of the gun, all by himself, takes the snap, runs it up the gut once again. He spins forward to the 35. Big time dog pile, and he gets to the 35-yard line, and that'll be enough for another Blue Raider first down. And the Horned-Toad defense still struggling to try to find a way to respond from this running attack of the Blue Raiders. As 7-11 here in this first quarter, and the Blue Raiders inching closer and closer to that Horned-Toad red zone. Blue Raiders going right to left on your screen. It will be Babb in the gun. Tight end to the left. Babb keeps it himself. He's going to be brought down the backfield. Big-time play. A big-time play by Ismael Castro, the sophomore, making the stop. And the Horned-Toad defense flexing their muscles. A big-time loss, as it will be second down and actually it will be second down and 14 instead of 13. But here we go. The Horned-Toads trying to flex their muscles, trying to get off the field here. 6:28 to go. Here you see this Blue Raiders team as they are a wing T offense, so they like to run the ball. Hands it off over across the way. It's going to be Lopez. Lopez to the right side, but a big-time play. Branson Peters, the vocal leader for the Toads, stepping into Mario Delgado's shoes, and he makes the stop for the Toads. And it will be a critical third down for the Blue Raiders. Still no score here in this first quarter. Here they go at the 40-yard line. Blue Raiders huddling up here. Can the Horned-Toads make a big-time stop here? Under 6 minutes ago here in quarter number 1. Horned-Toads trying to make a stop here at the 40-yard line. They turn the ball over on downs, close to the Blue Raider red zone. Babb in the gun. Takes a snap, has some time, floats it over. It's a big-time interception. Branson Peters going the other way. He's to the 45, and the ball squirts out, and the Horned-Toads recover. And the Horned-Toads do recover. Big-time play by number 52, Andy Orozco with a big-time play. And the Horned-Toads are able to get off the field, and they'll set the offense up with 5:38 to go in quarter number 1 in this fast opening quarter here at Anderson Field. A big-time play as the ball will be marked at the 50-yard line. Can the Horned-Toads cash this gift in as they are still scoreless? Horned-Toads going left to right on your screen here in this opening quarter on this beautiful and hot evening here at Caruthers High School. Beautiful press box we're in right now. One receiver left, 3 to the right. It'll be Worf in the gun. Alvarado to his right hip. Takes a snap. Keeps it himself. Worf shaking and baking. But he's going to be brought down deep in the backfield. And it'll be brought down by, actually, by Raynor. Lucky Raynor with the stop for the Blue Raiders. And it'll be actually no gain on the play. It'll be second down and 10 for the Horned-Toads. A quick first quarter so far. It's ready, 5:15 and kind of go here in quarter number 1. Here they go at midfield. Horned-Toads trying to strike first here. 1 receiver left, 3 to the right, tailback to his left hip. Gustavo Alvarado wearing those orange cleats right now. Worf in the gun, takes a snap, throws the left-hand side, and that ball's almost intercepted. Oh, my word. As Johnny Hernandez almost had the interception, the wide receivers for the Toads struggling to make that connection. That's the third miscommunication so far in these 2 drives. Can the Horned-Toads counter on that? It'll be 3rd and 10 with 4:56 to go here in quarter number 1. Horned-Toads going left to right on your screen here at Anderson Field in Caruthers, California. Excuse me, 1 receiver left, 3 to the right, tailback to his left hip. Here comes Worf in the gun. Takes a snap, drops back, has some time. Blue Raiders showing blitz. Alvarado hit one. What a big-time play. He's the 40. He's the 35. He's going to get to the 30-yard line. Big-time play as he's shoved down to the ground by number 50, Ruben Carmona. Ruben Carmona, if you've heard his name so far in the early going in this one. And the Horned-Toads move the chains right there. A big-time play. Second first down for the Toads so far in this first quarter. Can the Toads find a way to strike while the iron's hot here? Here they go. The Toads trying to find a way. 1 receiver left, 3 to the right. Alvarado will be in the backfield. Worf in the gun, ready to go here. Takes a snap, fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, and he keeps going. And Wyatt Worf gets to around the 29-yard line with a gain of 1, second down and 9. Horned Toads trying to find a way to strike here while the iron's hot. They were in this same vicinity during the first drive of the ball game, but they turned the ball over on downs. 2nd down and 9 for the Toads here. 1 receiver left, 3 to the right, tailback to his right hip. That's Gustavo Alvarado, the workhorse from last year. Here comes Worf in the gun, ready to go here. Takes the snap, drops back. Worf wants to air it out to the right-hand side, and it's going to be an incomplete pass. Goes through the hands of number 20. It's Ray Osuna, the intended receiver for the Toads. And it will set up a 3rd and 9 for the Toads as the Toads going left to right on your screen on this opening quarter here at Anderson Field. 3rd and 9 at the 29-yard line of Caruthers. Can the Horned Toads find a way to convert here? They are 1 for 2 so far on 3rd down conversions in this quarter. Can the Horned Toads find a way to strike while the iron's hot here? It'll be Osuna and Watson to the left. Be Reed and Teixeira to the right. Takes a snap. A penalty marker flies. A big-time dart picked up by Reed. And he gets to inside the 25 to the 22-yard line. But it will be a penalty marker, some dirty laundry over on the far side of the field here at Anderson Field. Let's see what the call will be. First penalty marker in this ball game, actually. And we'll see who it will be on. And it will be a false start on the Toads. And that's the first penalty of the 2023 season. It comes here with 3:45 to go here in quarter number 1. Toads trying to find a way to convert here on this 3rd down, backed up 5 yards. Ball placed at the 35-yard line of Caruthers. That ball will be placed in the middle of the hash, middle of the field. Here they go. Will be 1 receiver left. Actually, 2 by 2 they'll go. Tailback to his right hip. Here comes it. Worf motions. Watson from right to left. And another penalty marker. And it will be another false start. So back-to-back false starts on the Toads. And Ray Osuna trying to get an explanation right there because the Toads wide receiver is a little bit jumpy. I mean, it's week 0 of high school football. You can see the nerves right now on the field as the ball will be placed at the 40-yard line as it will be 3rd and 19 for the Toads after back-to-back false start penalties. Can they get something going here offensively? As in the opening drive, they turned the ball over on downs. Here they go at the 40-yard line of Caruthers. 2 by 2 they'll go. Tailback to his right hip. That's going to be Alvarado. Alvarado wearing those bright orange, neon orange cleats. Worf takes the snap, drops back, wants to air it out. Flush to his right, trying to throw it on the run. Grabs Watson. Watson with some speed, but a big-time play by number 7. It's going to be Jaden Gomez with the stop, and it will be 4th and 11 to be exact, where they're going to spot the ball. Actually, a little bit of confusion between the chain gang and the officiating. It will be a 4th and 9. We're here with the coaching staff here in the press box as well. So if you overhear that, it is the coaching staff of the Horned Toads. 4th down for the Toads. 0 for 1 so far tonight here in this on 4th down. Horned Toads trying to take a play out of the Air Force book, going forward on 4th down. Under 3 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right, tailback to his left hip. Now here comes Worf for the gun, ready to go here. Worf takes the snap, drops back, has some time, throws it to the left-hand side. Big time. It's almost intercepted. Oh, my word. As Jaden Gomez almost picked off Wyatt Worf. And once again, the Horned Toads turn the ball over on downs for the 2nd time in this quarter. And with 2:43 to go here in Caruthers, we're still scoreless here at Anderson Field. I mean, you know what? Some good offensive spurts by the Horned Toads, but a frustrating way to end the drive. As the Horned Toads 0 for 2 so far on 4th down conversions. Blue Raiders ready to go here. Babb in the gun. Tailback to his left hip. Babb's going to keep it. Rumbles to the left. Brought down by a duo of Toads. Brought down by Angel Hurtado. And the Horned Toads trying to find a way to strike defensively. As the defense able to flex their muscles, a big-time interception by Branson Peters to set up that second drive for the Toads, as it will be 2nd down and around 8 yards for the Blue Raiders. The Blue Raiders going to right to left on your screen here in this first quarter. Bat will be in the gun. Tailback to his left hip will be Abram Lopez. Actually, Lopez will be used as a tight end. Here comes Babb in the gun with an empty set. Takes a snap. Throws to the right-hand side. Back over across the way over to Del Rosa. De La Rosa gets some room, but he's going to be brought down by a trio of Toads. Actually led. We look at that. It's going to be Dylan Teixeira with the tackle right there as he led the way for that pack of Toads. And it will be a 3rd down and 7 for the Blue Raiders. The Blue Raiders trying to find a way as they got themselves into Horned Toad territory at the 49-yard line of the Horned Toads. But a big-time interception by Branson Peters, and the drive collapsed for the Blue Raiders. Here come the Blue Raiders. 3rd and 7. Babb in the gun. Takes the snap. Going to go to the left-hand side. Has some room. Angling left. And he's going to be wrapped up. Ray Osuna with a big-time play. And the Horned Toads flexing their muscles defensively. And this is going to be a defensive battle here, as it will be 4th and 9 here at Anderson Field. Actually, as the ball, the ball is placed correctly with the marker. As it will be a punt, as it will be Daniel Rosales handling the kicking and punting duties for the Blue Raiders, as Dylan Teixeira at his own 37-yard line awaiting the punt from Rosales. Here's the punt from Rosales. Nice spiral punt. It's going to take a Blue Raider bounce to the 20. And it will be taken right there at the 19-yard line. We'll take a timeout with him. Oh, actually, we'll stay right here on the Toad Streaming Network. 35 seconds to go here in the opening quarter. Glad to have you along here on the Toad Streaming Network from Anderson Field in Caruthers, California. It's been a very interesting one here in Caruthers. A very defensive-friendly matchup between the Blue Raiders and the Horned Toads. This is the 3rd meeting in over 2 seasons by these two teams, as the Horned Toads' playoffs chances came to an end on this very field in November of last year. You heard from head coach Jose Pease about that in the pregame show. Can the Horned Toads find a way to strike while the iron's hot here? Some of the worst field position they've had so far in this ball game. Here comes, it'll be Noah Tizey in the gun. His first appearance. Hands it off over to Crosswood Alvarado. Alvarado going to be brought down. He's going to be brought down by Carmona, Ruben Carmona. Having that big-time play, he's been able to step up when the Blue Raiders have needed him. So actually, it will be a gain of around, actually, they're making it 3. Wait a minute. It would be a gain of 2, actually, 2nd down and 8. A little bit of confusion between everybody here at Caruthers. We'll keep moving here. But this is a beautiful press box we're in right now. AC, you heard me right. There's AC here at Caruthers. Here we go. Horned Toads ready to go here in a whistle. And that will be the final play of the first quarter here from Caruthers. We're still scoreless here at Anderson Field. We'll be right back with the second quarter. This is Horned Toad Football on the Toad Streaming Network. We go to quarter number 2 here from Caruthers. Still scoreless between the Blue Raiders and the Horned Toads. I'm Brian Welch with the Toad Streaming Network. Glad to have you along here from Anderson Field as the Horned Toads get the ball. They'll be going right to left to start the second quarter here at Anderson Field. As we get ready to go here, it'll be Noah Tazi in the gun. One receiver left, three to the right, tailback to his right hip. Tazi swings it out to the right-hand side. Has a man wide open. That's going to be Gavin Watson. Gavin Watson's with some room. Past the 30, gets to around the 35, and that's a big-time play. And the Horned Toads are able to move the chains right there at an extremely needed play by the Toads, able to showcase their speed on the outer corner as the Horned Toads trying to capitalize while the iron's hot. With 5 seconds gone by here in quarter number 2. Horned Toads going right to left on your screen. Gray uniforms, black helmets with Toads across on the side in orange. That black outline, one receiver left, three to the right, tailback to his left hip. That'll be Alvarado. Alvarado we've been talking about with his orange cleats. Here comes Tazi in the gun, claps his hands. Hands off to Alvarado. Alvarado cuts to the left, bulldozes the defender, gets to the 40-yard line, and Gustavo Alvarado picks up 5 yards, and the Horned Toads trying to capitalize here. As you kind of notice when Noah Tazi has been in the ball game, he's kind of able, the Horned Toads have been able to step up the pace a little bit, kind of put that car into third to fourth gear. Can the Horned Toads capitalize here as they go right to left here? They've had 2 drives so far. They turned the ball over on downs. Here comes Tazi in the gun, 2 receivers either side. Tailback to his right hip, takes the snap, throws it over across the way to Worf. Worf trying to shake and bake, gets to around the 44, and he's bear hugged by 4 Blue Raiders, brought down by Tony Moreno, and that'll move the sticks for the Toads. A big-time play by Wyatt Worf. We talked about Wyatt Worf during the first quarter about how he is that Swiss Army knife for the Toads. Can play offense, can play defense. So the Toads at the 45-yard line trying to capitalize here, trying to strike while the iron's hot. Trying to give the defense a rest here. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right, tailback to his left hip. The Horned Toads on their near side of the field. Takes the snap, hands it off to Alvarado. Alvarado shaking and baking. Gets past to around. He keeps rumbling, but he'll get forward progress. And he'll get barely a yard, second down. And around, actually second. Is there still a little bit of confusion going on with the chain gang, as it will be second down and 2. Actually, second down and 8. Second down and 8. I mean, it was originally 9, then it was 10, but they settled with 8. Second down and 8 for the Toads at the 47-yard line here. Can the Horned Toads try to find a way to convert here? Second down and 8. Tazi in the gun. 2 by 2 they'll go. Alvarado to his right hip. Motions Watson from left to right. Tazi claps his hands, ready to go here. Throws a deep ball down the far side. Wide open man, Gavin Watson. He has the big-time play. He's speeding to the end zone. That's a Horned Toads touchdown. Gavin Watson. And the Horned Toads strike first here in Caruthers. A big-time play as Noah Tazi went with the rock and roll ball, and he connects with his favorite target, Gavin Watson, and the Horned Toads strike first here at Anderson Field. What a play by the young man, Gavin Watson, the junior wide receiver who had 624 yards last season. And he starts off with a big time tonight here in Caruthers. It'll be extra point as it will be number 19, actually number 18 on our roster, as it will be Eric, actually. So we get ready to go here. It's the extra point. It's actually number 15. Here's the extra point on the way, ready to go here. The kick, it's up, and it is good. And the Horned Toads strike first here in Caruthers off the nice little rock and roll ball from Noah Tazi to Gavin Watson. The Horned Toads lead 7-0 against the Caruthers High School Blue Raiders with 9:37 to go here in Caruthers. This is Horned Toad football on the Toad Streaming Network. 9:37 to go here in the first half here from Anderson Field. I'm Brian Welch with the Toad Streaming Network as your Toads strike first 7-0 against the Caruthers High School Blue Raiders. As we get ready to go here, it'll be as the Toads ready to kick it off from right to left on your screen here at Anderson Field. Nice booming kick. Tracking it down, it will be Puga, and the ball will go out of bounds, and it will be a big-time play for the Blue Raiders. The Blue Raiders will have good field position to start off their drive of 9:37 to go here in Caruthers. A beautiful evening for football here in the heart of the San Joaquin Valley, with the light shining bright on Friday night. It's good to say Friday night is back here in the August and September. That's what Friday Night Lights is all about. The fans and the football. We were talking about on the pregame show about the yacht club here at Caruthers. I don't see them tonight. They usually have their boats out here. I mean, you're probably thinking that, Brian, there's no water, but there's actually they're going to re-kick the ball. Here tonight is actually going to be number 19 on our roster for the Toads. There is no number 19 on our roster tonight. We have a number 18 and a number 20, but no number 19. So get ready to go. Here is actually on the roster. It's actually Ernesto Villanueva Rodriguez as the kicker on the roster for the Toads, but the Toads trying to kick the ball once again. As they'll put the ball on the tee, it will be the Toads going right to left on your screen here. Back deep will be Puga. And the quarterback, Hunter Babb, back deep for the Blue Raiders. Here comes number 19, kicks it away. Nice end-over-end kick, tracking it down will be Puga. Gets to the 10, to the 15, to the 20. Has some room to the 25. He big-time play at the 30-yard line. Big hit. Oh, my word, a big-time hit. And that was number 59 on our roster, Wilmer Toscano. Oh, my word. Slammed him down like a freight train. And that's where the Blue Raiders will set up shop with 9:31 to go here in the first half. Still a very impressive first half. So already, quarter number 1 was dominated by the defense. The Toads have found that Achilles heel in the Blue Raiders as they lead 7-0 here at Anderson Field. Here we go. We Babb in the gun. Tight end to the right. As the ball will be placed at the 30-yard line here. Is Babb ready to go here? As it will be Lopez to his left hip. Here comes Babb in the gun, ready to go. Here takes the snap. Going to call on himself. Wildcats spins around. Gets a couple of yards. Brought down by Castro, and it will be bring up a second down and around 4 yard. Second down and around 6 after a gain of 4 for the Blue Raiders. Stay tuned for our halftime show. We'll get a chance to look at some of the scores from across the CIF Central section. Week 0 already here. Talk about the first half here from Anderson Field. Stay tuned for our halftime show. Ball on the carpet, but the ball will be recovered by Lopez. Lopez, a little bit of trouble right there. As it will bring up a third and 6, third and 7. It's anybody's guess what the yardage will be right now. As the Blue Raiders going left to right on your screen right now at that 34-yard line. As the Blue Raiders on that near hash going left to right on your screen here on this Friday night. Here in the heart of the San Joaquin Valley, can the Horned Toads try to capitalize here? Can they get off the field here? 3rd and 6. Here comes Babb in the gun with an empty set. Early movement by the Toads. A little bit of direction. Lopez, a big-time play. Oh, my word. Cameron Morgan with the sophomore able to stop him right in his tracks. And it'll set up 4th down for the Blue Raiders. I mean, I've been talking about big plays, and the defense has come up huge so far in this first half, creating stops and giving the offense a chance to get back on the field with 8:01 to go here in the first half. Back deep for the Toads to be Dylan Teixeira at his own around his 32-yard line. Here's a kick on the way from Rosales. Kicks it away. Tracking it down. Is Teixeira. He's going to go to the 40-yard line to the 45. Has made a field. He's to the 45-40, 35-30. Plenty marker fly. Here comes Teixeira. He's not going to be caught. He's going to be led by a train of Horned Toads. Touchdown Horned Toads. But wait, there's a penalty marker at the 47-yard line. So, if it's anybody's guess tonight, will it go back or will the touchdown stand? We shall see. Because if you look on the you can't see it tonight, but On the far side of the field, the numbers of like the yardage, like the 30, the 40, the 50, is very faint right now.
Two guys ran into each other.
As the referees will have a conversation, they'll huddle up here. 7-0 Horned Toads out in front right now with 7:36 to go here in the first half. A beautiful evening for football here in the heart of the San Joaquin Valley. Beautiful temperatures. They're going to wave it off in a big-time play for the Horned Toads. And the Horned Toads extend their lead here in Caruthers. Dylan Teixeira with the big-time punt return. And the Horned Toads keep the gas pedal going here. As Coach Ward arguing the call, the head referee, Coach Ward, for Caruthers, arguing the call. As number 19, we do not know who number 19 is for the Toads, as he gets ready to go for the point after try. 13-0 pending the PAT as the conversation between Coach Ward, and he throws the football in anger. Oh, wow. He is not happy right now. As the PAT ready to go here. It has not been the first half the Blue Raiders have wanted so far. As number 19 ready to go for the PAT with 7:36 to go in the first half. Here's the PAT, the snap, the hold, the kick. And it goes right for the uprights, and the Horned Toads strike once again from the legs of Dylan Teixeira with a nice punt return. Horned Toads lead 14-0 against the Caruthers High School Blue Raiders with 7:36 to go here in the first half. We'll step away. This is Horned Toad Football on the Toad Streaming Network. $7:36 to go here in the first half here at Anderson Field. 14-0. Horned Toads out in front against the Blue Raiders. As number 19 ready to kick it away here. As Puga will be back deep with Bab for the Blue Raiders. Nice kick. Tracking it down as Puga. Gets some yardage right here. Gets across the way to the 20, to the 25. Has a foot race. He breaks free down the 40, the 45, 50. And he's going to be wrestled out of bounds. And the Horned Toads almost had a heart attack there. Great field position for the Blue Raiders. And that's where the Blue Raiders will start their drive with 7:28 to go here in the first half. Stay tuned for our halftime show as we get a chance to look at some of the scores from across the CIF Central section here on week 0. Some big-time games like San Joaquin Memorial taking on Clovis North in Fresno. Drove by that stadium. Actually, you can see the lights during the stadium. You can see the lights when you're driving around Fresno, like from across the different stadiums, like Sunnyside and McLean. Here they go. 2 receivers left, one to the right. Bab will be in the gun, as it will be a new tailback, it will be Moreno as the tailback. Actually, it's going to be Lopez who keeps it, and he gets past to the 40-yard line. Kind of a little bit of a change of pace for the Blue Raiders as the Horned Toads slow to get up. That's number 23. As the Toads trying to get off the field offensively here.
23 is hurting a little bit.
At the 40-yard line. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. It'll be Bab with the gun, tailback to his right hip. It'll be Tony Moreno. Here comes Bab. Throws it on incomplete pass as he almost initially wanted to run with it, but decided the last minute he wanted to throw it quickly, and it will be an incomplete pass, and it will set up a 3rd and 4 for the Blue Raiders here with 6:53 to go here in this first half. 14-0, Toads out in front here. Some big-time plays, a nice little rock and roll ball by Noah Tazi to Gavin Watson, and a punt return by Dylan Teixeira. Has been the 2 touchdowns so far for this Horned Toad squad as they lead by 2 scores. Blue Raiders marching left to right on your screen here. They huddle up pretty quickly now. It'll be Babb in the gun. Lopez to his right hip. One receiver to the left, a tight end to the right, and a timeout called by Caruthers with 6:53 to go here in the first half. We'll step aside right here, 14-0. Horned Toads out in front against Caruthers High School. This is Horned Toad football on the Toad Streaming Network. .6:53 to go here in the first half, as it will be a 3rd and 4 for the Blue Raiders of Caruthers High School. As it will be Babb at the gun, all by himself in an empty set. A receiver to the left-hand side. Here comes Babb. A little bit of a direction. Here comes Lopez. Oh, and a humongous play. A wall of toads able to meet Lopez, and he drives him back. Masai Richards with the stop for the Toads. And the Horned Toads flexing their muscles defensively. The Horned Toads defense has been electrifying so far in this first half, as it will be 4th and 4, and the Blue Raiders are going to roll the dice here. At the 40-yard line, first down marker. At that 37-yard line, here comes Babb at the gun, all by himself. Takes a snap, going to go roll to his left-hand side, has some room, gets the first down, and he's going to pick up the first down. An impressive performance as he gets to the 35, and the chains will move for the Blue Raiders. In a very fast first half here in Caruthers. Horned Toads leading 14-0 against Caruthers High School. The Horned Toads keep this, can get off the field defensively here. First down and 10 at the 35-yard line. Here comes Babb in the gun. So the Blue Raiders hurry up here. Here comes Babb, speeds up the middle, has some room. And he's going to be brought down, a big-time tackle by Luke Wojowoda. Luke Wojowoda, that junior right there, wearing Devin Sanchez's old number 2. The ball to the 30-yard line as the Blue Raiders inching closer and closer to that red zone on that south end zone here. Second down and 4 actually for the Blue Raiders at the 30-yard line of Coalinga. So Horned Toads trying to find a way to get off the field here. Originally had second down and 4, but it's now at second down and 5. Here comes Babb in the gun. Lopez the tailback. Babb calls it up the middle. He breaks free. He's to the 10 to the 5, and he's going to score. Touchdown, Blue Raiders. As Hunter Babb with the keeper. Oh, my word. And the Blue Raiders get their first score of the night with 5:19 to go here in the first half. Wow. As Hunter Babb just ran up the middle. And the Horned Toads defense a little bit stunned right there. As the Blue Raiders showing a little bit of a kind of like a 2-point conversion look. And they're going to shift everybody over for a PAT. Kind of similar to what Oregon used to do way back in the day with the Chip Kelly years. As Rosales ready to go for the PAT. The snap, the hold, the kick. And it will go for the uprights. And Caruthers gets their first score of the night here at Anderson Field. 14-7, Horned Toads out in front with 5:19 to go here in this first half. We'll be right back after this. This is Horned Toad football on the Toad Streaming Network. .519 to go here in the first half at Anderson Field at Caruthers High School, on the campus of Caruthers High School in Caruthers, California. 14-7, Horned Toads out in front against the Blue Raiders. As the Blue Raiders ready to kick it off here, as it's Daniel Rosales who's handling the punt duties, PAT duties, and the kickoff duties tonight for the Blue Raiders. As Teixeira back deep, ready to go here. Gets to the 20-yard line, gets to the 25. Angling to the left-hand side of the 30, to the 35, and he's going to be slips out of bounds. And he's actually aided by Sergio Oliveira. And that's where the Horned Toads will set up shop here for their drive. As though they will be going right to left on your screen here tonight in this second quarter with 5:14 to go here in the first half. Stay tuned for our halftime show. We'll get a look at some of the scores from across the CIF Central section coming up here on the halftime show from Anderson Field. 1st and 10 for the Horned Toads. They lead by 7, 14-7 against the Blue Raiders. As the Horned Toads will get ready to go, as they'll put the ball at the 35-yard line to the chain gang. A little bit of confusion so far. As Noah Tazi ready to go. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right, tailback to his right hip. Here comes Noah ready to go here. Motions Watson from left to right. Takes a snap, drops back, has some time. Has a wide open Wyatt Worth. He gets past the 40, gets to around the 44. And it will actually be a 9-yard gain. 2nd down and 1 for the Toads. Can the Toads kind of get a little bit of this speed going right now? As with under 5 minutes to go in the first half, 14-7, Horned Toads out in front here in Caruthers. Ball placed at the 44-yard line. 1st down marker at the 45. Ball placed in the middle of the hash. 3 receivers left. 1 to the right. Alvarado will be in the backfield. Here comes Tazi in the gun. Ready to go. Takes the snap. Fakes the handoff. Keeps it himself, but he's not going to go anywhere. Brought down by a trio of Blue Raiders. Brought down by number 66, Gavin Jones. Instead of a 2nd down and 1, it will be a 3rd and 3 for the Toads. The Toads kind of going a little bit backwards here. Can the Toads convert on 3rd down? They were able to convert on that opening drive of the ball game. A big-time run by Wyatt Worth. But 2 touchdowns so far for the Toads. A nice little rock and roll ball by Noah Tazi to Gavin Watson. And a punt return by Dylan Teixeira. Sure, Horned Toads lead by a touchdown, 14-7. 2 receivers either side, tailback to his left hip. Here comes Tazi in the gun, ready to go here. Takes a snap, hands it off to Alvarado. Alvarado gets past the 45. He has the 1st down. He hits the midfield. Gustavo Alvarado, the downhill running back for the Toads, carrying his team on his back. And the Horned Toads get the 1st down at midfield with under 4 minutes to go here in the opening half, I should say. 3:40 and counting to go as that clock is running in the Toads' favor, as they lead by a touchdown, 14-7. But, hey, you know, if I'm Jose Pease, you got to cash this one in. 1 receiver left, 3 to the right. As it will be a different running back other than Alvarado in the backfield. Hands it off. Got angles to the left-hand side. He's the 40, the 35, 30, the 20. He's the 15 to the 10, the 5. Touchdown. Touchdown, Horned Toads, as it's number 23. And we don't have his name on the roster. But penalty markers flying here at Anderson Field. Will this one go back? Coach Ward not happy about the last penalty.
It's like crashing, Barney. That play's open quite a bit.
So let's see what's going to happen here as they are still talking about it. As they are signaling for a holding, and it will be a holding on the Toads. And that's something that the Horned Toads kind of frustrating as they go back here. A nice run by number 23. We do not know who number 23 is, but hey, it's week 0 of high school football, so we're still trying to figure out everything here on the Toad Stream. And we're glad to have you along here on this beautiful Friday night here in the heart of the San Joaquin Valley. 14-7, Toads out in front, as it will be 1st and 5 for the Toads at the 45-yard line of Caruthers. Toads going right to left on your screen here. Toads in the gray uniforms. A new look for the 2023 campaign. Here comes Tazi in the gun. Tailback to his left hip. That's going to be Alvarado. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. And a penalty marker. And it will be an offsides penalty on the Toads. And it will be an offsides penalty, or it'll be a false start. False start on the Toads. I mean, everyone on the line was not even moving. I mean, they were standing still. So it will be a false start. They'll back them up 5 yards. They'll go back to midfield at the 50-yard line. Instead of 1st and 5, will be 1st and 10 for the Toads. We have 3 receivers left. One to the right, tailback to his left hip. Here comes Tazi in the gun, ready to go here. Tazi claps the hands. Throws to the right-hand side. Big-time play to Shera. He's the 45-30, 35-30, 25-20, 15-10, 5. Touchdown. Touchdown, Horned Toads. Dylan Teixeira of a big-time play. And the Horned Toads capitalize with 3:07 to go here in the first half. What a play by Dylan Teixeira. Touchdown number 2, a punt return, and a nice little play with a nice connection between Noah Tazi and Dylan Teixeira. 20-7, Horned Toads out in front, pending the PAT. Wow. Can the Horned Toads get this PAT correct? Here's the kick. Skies through, and it will go in. And the Horned Toads lead by 2 scores by 14 points as they lead 21-7 against the Caruthers High School Blue Raiders. We'll be right back after this. This is Horned Toad Football on the Toad Streaming Network. .307 to go here in the first half. 21-7, Horned Toads out in front against the Caruthers High School Blue Raiders. As back deep for the Blue Raiders will be Bab and Puga. As the Horned Toads getting ready to go here, a nice little play. 3 touchdowns so far. 2 throwing touchdowns and a punt return for the Toads. And the Toads trying to put this car into 5th gear in this first half. It's been an interesting one so far. In the first quarter was dominated by both defenses of Caruthers and Coalinga as the battle for CHS continues. Here's the kick on the way. A nice little squib kick to the right side taken by a Blue Raider defender. He has some room, and it's going to be number 16, James Strickland, with the return, and that's where the Blue Raiders will start with 3:03 to go here in the first half. But it's been an interesting one so far, as the only touchdown scored so far by the Blue Raiders, it was because of Hunter Babb. Hunter Babb with that wildcat running it, keeping it himself, and he ran right through the whole entire line, and he was able to score. So can the Horned Toads shore up that middle part of the zone here with 3:03 to go here in the first half? Here comes Babb in the gun. Lopez to his right hip. Tight end to the left, wide receiver to the right. Here comes Babb in the gun. Ball placed at the 42-yard line. Here comes Babb, ready to go. Takes a snap. Keeps it himself. Gets past the 45. Hurdles the defender. Back. Gets past midfield. And that's going to be enough for a first down. And Hunter Babb, once again, starting off where he was dangerous before in the previous drive. And that's going to be a first down for the Blue Raiders. The Blue Raiders moving the change right there at the 46-yard line of the Horned Toads. Can the Horned Toads find a way to get off the field here? Blue Raiders hurry up to the line quickly here. Here comes Babb in the gun. Tailback to his right hip. That's going to be Lopez. Babb keeps it himself. Speeds forward. Breaks a couple tackles. Gets past the 40. And he gets to around the 38-yard line. Actually, they're going to mark it at the 36. Actually, the 37. And it continues. It'll be 2nd down and 1. The Blue Raiders hurrying up right here. Masai Richards with that tackle right there. Here comes Babb in the gun quickly again. Bobbled snap. Penalty markers fly. And a little bit of miscues by the Blue Raiders so far. And it will be a false start on the Blue Raiders with 2:25 to go here in the first half. 21-7, Horned Toads out in front here on week 0 of the 2023 season for high school football. The Toads have a bye week next week, and they go on the road, take on Selma the following week. Here they go, Babb in the gun. Lopez to his right hip. Tight end to the left. Wide receiver to the right. Ready to go. Babb takes a snap. Hands it off to Lopez. Lopez gets some more room. Gets almost near the first down marker. Near cross. Gets actually to around the 38-yard line. And it'll set up a critical third down for the Blue Raiders with under 2 minutes and kind to go here in the first half. 21-7, Horned Toads out in front. Can the Horned Toads find a way to get off the field here? So it will be a 3rd and 1. And it will be a timeout on the field with 1:51 to go here in the first half. We'll step away right now. 21-7, Horned Toads out in front against the Blue Raiders. This is Horned Toad Football on the Toad Streaming Network. $1:51 to go here in the first half. Blue Raiders the ball, marching left to right on your screen here. As will be a critical 3rd and 1. As will be Babb in the gun. Lopez to his right hip, tailback to that left hip. Babb keeps it himself up the middle once again. That's been the Achilles heel for the Horned Toads. As the Blue Raiders strike again once again. Oh my word. Another first down by the Blue Raiders with 1:47 to go here in the first half. Stay tuned for our halftime show. We'll get a chance to look at some of the scores from across the CIF Central Section, Week 0. I can't believe it's football season. I mean, I know a couple weeks ago it was kind of like, you know what, it's a little bit of practicing, and the baseball's going on. And then when the NFL preseason kicked into full swing, it's high school football already. As a nice carry by the Blue Raiders, and it will be a penalty marker on the field. Excuse me. And the Horned Toads trying to get off the field here. The penalty marker on the play. Excuse me. And it will be a holding call on the Blue Raiders. And I'll back them up some yards. 10 yards to be exact. And it's going to march them all the way back to the 40-yard line of Coalinga. Actually, the 39 of Coalinga. 21-7. Horned Toads out in front against the Blue Raiders here in this first half. With 1:24 to go here. With 84 seconds to go in the first half. Here comes Babb in the gun. Tailback to his right hip. Hands it out. He keeps it himself up the gut. Brought down by a couple of defenders, a couple of Horned Toads. Leading the charge right there with Andy Orozco, actually, the junior, with that nice tackle right there. And 1 minute remaining here in Caruthers in the first half as that clock still ticking in the favor of the Toads. Here comes Babb in the gun, tailback to his left hip, hands it off to Lopez. Up the gut, gets past to the 30-yard line. Gets a couple of yards, brought down by a trio of Horned Toads, brought down by Donovan Urabina, I should say. And the Toads trying to get off the field here, and that will be, and it will be a timeout on the field. As it will be a 30-second or a 40 or a minute, as it will be, not entirely sure. We'll stay right here on the Toad Streaming Network. 42 seconds to go here in the first half. 21-7, Horned Toads. 21-7, Horned Toads out in front against the Blue Raiders of Caruthers High School. I'm Brian Welch with the Toad Streaming Network. Glad to be a part of your Friday night, wherever you may be listening here on the Toad Streaming Network. It's been an interesting one so far. Defense was the headliner in quarter number 1. But the offense of the Horned Toads, a couple of nice touchdown throws by Noah Tazi connecting with Gavin Watson and Dylan Teixeira, and a nice punt return by Dylan Teixeira. And it makes it 21-7 as the Blue Raiders able to get their first touchdown of the night on the legs of their quarterback, Hunter Babb. Hunter Babb, kind of the workhorse so far for the Blue Raiders, running it up the gut with that Wildcat style. As the Horned Toads trying to get off the field here with 42 seconds to go here in the first half. Stay tuned for our halftime show. We'll get a chance to look at some of the scores from across the CIF Central Section. All that coming up on the halftime show here from Anderson Field. Here we go. So it will be a 3rd and 12 for the Blue Raiders. Tight end to the left, 2 receivers to the right. That will be in the gun, tailback to his right hip. It will be Abraham Lopez. So one. It's ready to go here as we 3rd and 12. Here we go. Babb in the gun, rolls to his right, throws it, airs it out down that right sideline, and it's going to be caught. Oh, my word, as Aram Rain's able to haul that one in, and that's going to be a touchdown for the Blue Raiders. Oh, my word. And Babb with a big-time throw down that right sideline. And this makes this a 1-score ball game pending the PAT. It's actually the Blue Raiders line up for a 2-point conversion, kind of like what the Oregon Ducks used to do way back in the day regarding PATs. Now everybody shifts over to their regular positions for their P8 for the PAT. As Rosales ready to go here. Here comes Rosales with 40 seconds to go here in the first half. And an offsides penalty by the Toads. They jumped early. So we'll move the point after try a little bit closer here in this first half. 40 seconds to go here in the first half at Anderson Field. 21-13 pending the PAT here in Caruthers. Beautiful night for football here in Caruthers. 40 seconds to go in the first half. The PAT from Rosales, the kick, the snap, the kick's up, and it will be good. And it makes it a 1-score ball game here in Caruthers. 21-14, Toads out in front against the Blue Raiders with 40 seconds to go here from Anderson Field. We'll be right back after this. A quick commercial break. This is Horned Toad Football on the Toads Streaming Network. 40 seconds to go here in the first half between the Blue Raiders of Caruthers High School and your Coalinga High School Horned Toads. 21-14, Horned Toads out in front against the Blue Raiders. As the Horned Toads trying to get the offense going here. 2 touchdowns so far by the Blue Raiders in this close matchup. In the 2 meetings last season, 8 points separated in both games. 7 points in the August matchup and 1 point in the November matchup. That ball's on the carpet, and that's going to be recovered by the Blue Raiders. As actually the Horned Toads able to scoop that one up as the number 56, Angel Hurtado, with the recovery. It's actually a squib kick by the Blue Raiders. A little bit of a miscommunication as Jamie Ellisy bobbled it a bit, but big-time hands play by Angel Hurtado, and that's where the Toads will set up shop with 38 seconds to go here in the first half as the ball will be placed. It's been a kind of a questionable evening so far where to officially spot the ball. I mean, where they officially spot the ball at around the 48-yard line of Coalinga. There'll be 3 receivers left. One to the right, tailback to his right hip. It will be Wyatt Worth checking into the game here. Here comes Worth ready to go here. Toes moving right to left on your screen now with 38 seconds to go here in the first half. Here comes Worth. Go to the right side, and he's going to be wrapped up by number 1, Arum Rains, the senior, with the stop. And it'll be going, the Horned Toads going backwards here. With 27 seconds in counting to go here in the first half. That clock still ticking. 21-14, Toads out in front here. Ball placed at the 45-yard line. 2nd down and 13 to go for the Toads. Worth the quarterback. Alvarado the tailback to his left hip. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Here comes Worth from the gun, ready to go here. Looks at the clock. And that will be the final play of the first half here in Caruthers. A big-time second quarter for both teams. It's 21-14, Toads out in front. We'll stay tuned for the halftime show. We'll be right back after this. This is Horned Toad Football on the Toads Streaming Network. Halftime here in Caruthers, 21-14. Horned Toads out in front against the Caruthers High School Blue Raiders. I'm Brian Welch, the Toad Streaming Network. Welcome to the Horned Toad Halftime Show here from Anderson Field. Here are some of the scores from across the CIF Central section as Clovis East taking on Foothill High School out of Nevada as they lead 35-20 at halftime. According to Gabe Camarillo's Twitter page, Gabe Camarillo, a sports reporter, a good friend of mine. I went to college with him. He works for 1430. Hanford beating Bullard right now, 45-0 right now. Also the big game of the week right now at Veterans Memorial Field in Clovis. Clovis North versus San Joaquin Memorial. It's 35-0 Broncos out in front against the Panthers. Looking at there's some other scores from across the CIF Central section. There's some scores. I mean, looking at CIF Central section scores, you'll find out a lot more throughout the night, but we'll update you on some of those scores as it's been an interesting first half for the Horned Toads. Horned Toads able to strike while the iron's hot in the second quarter, as that first quarter was defensive heavy by both the Blue Raiders and the Horned Toads. But your Horned Toads lead 21-14 here at Anderson Field. We'll be right back with the second half here in Caruthers. This is Horned Toad Football on the Toad Streaming Network. We go to the second half here from Anderson Field in Caruthers, California, on the campus of Caruthers High School. I'm Brian Welch with the Toad Streaming Network. We're ready to go for the third quarter of play as Ernesto Villanueva Rodriguez ready to put the ball on the tee. As back deep for the Blue Raiders, it will be Abraham Lopez and also Noah Puga. Noah Puga has been dangerous so far for the Blue Raiders as Ernesto Villanueva Rodriguez ready to put the ball on the tee. Glad to have you along here on a Friday night here in the heart of the San Joaquin Valley. Beautiful skies overhead. The light shining bright on a Friday night. Doesn't get better than this. Here comes Ernesto Villanueva Rodriguez ready to put the ball on the tee. The Horned Toads will be kicking off right to left. And we're underway here in the second half. Well, going to be a squib kick to the right-hand side and a big tackle by the Toads. On the special team side, Luke Wojowoto at the stop, and that's where the Blue Raiders will set up shop for their first drive of the second half. As it's been an interesting first half. We were talking about that on the halftime show about how the Blue Raiders were struggling to find ways to get the ball into the end zone, but the second quarter was kind of like a light bulb turned on for the Blue Raiders. Can the Horned Toads shut the light off here as the ball will be placed at the 39-yard line, that left hash. Blue Raiders moving left to right on your screen. Horned Toads trying to get off the field here. The defense has been good so far. Here comes Bab in the gun, tailback to his right hip. Hands it off to Lopez. Big time. Oh, no, almost was brought down by number 56, Angel Hurtado. And the ball can't squirt out, actually. But the Blue Raiders get the ball back, but a big-time bear hug by Hurtado. But Lopez able to wrestle away from that one. 11:38 to go here in quarter number 3. As it will be second down and 10 for the Blue Raiders on that left hash. They quickly move to the ball here at that line of scrimmage. Bab in the gun, tailback to his left, to his right hip. It will be Lopez. A keeper by Bab, runs it up the gut, but brought down by a trio of Horned Toads led by Ray Osuna. Ray Osuna, one of the returners from last season, making his name known here on the Toad Streaming Network. As it will be a 3rd and 9 for the Blue Raiders here. Critical time for Bab and the offense. Can this Horned Toad defense get off the field here? So Blue Raiders, we've kind of been hit or miss so far on third downs in week 0. Be a tight end to the left-hand side. Bab in an empty set. Ready to go here. Takes a snap. Rolls to his right. Throws it down the right sideline. Tracking it down his Reigns. He makes the grab at the 30-yard line. Makes it to 28. Luke Wojowoto begging for a penalty because there was a lot of contact between Reigns and Wojowoto. And Wojowoto not backing down right there. Talking a little bit of trash. A little bit of just had a little bit of words with Reigns, just a little bit, but we continue here in Crows. But there is a penalty marker at the 50-yard line, so we shall see. It might be it's kind of like one of those 50-50 balls, either offensive or defensive pass interference. As we'll see what's going to happen here. We have 10:40 to go here in the third quarter. As it will be a pass interference on the Blue Raiders. And that's a good call by the officiating crew. As Luke Wojowoto and Reigns, they were battling each other out. They were battling down that right sideline. But instead of a first down, it will back them up all the way to the 29-yard line of Caruthers. As the Horned Toads trying to get off the field here. It's going to make it, oh my word, 3rd down and probably 20 miles for the Blue Raiders here. That's a good defensive play by the Toads. Can they get off the field here? 3rd and 24 for the Blue Raiders as they're marching left to right on your screen. We Bab in the gun in an empty set, ready to go here. Takes a snap. Rolls to the right. Keeps it himself. Has some room. And he's brought down. Wyatt Worf with the tackle. And that'll be a 3 and out for the Blue Raiders as they start with a 3 and out to start off the second half. But a big-time defensive play. Luke Wojowoto making a big-time statement saying, hey, you know what? I was being held. It was an offensive pass interference. If that penalty marker was not thrown, who knows what might have happened. So a 10:06 to go here in quarter number 3. It will be a punt for the Blue Raiders. Back deep for the Toads. It will be Dylan Teixeira. He's at his own 40-yard line right now. Here's the punt on the way from Rosales. Going to land right by the 45, and it's going to take a Caruthers bounce. And that's where the Toads will have the ball when we come right back after this. 9:49 to go here in quarter number 3, 21-14. Toads out in front. We'll be right back after this. This is Horned Toad Football on the Toad Streaming Network. $9:49 to go here in the third quarter. 21-14. Horned Toads out in front, as it will be Noah Tazi in the gun. Alvarado in the backfield. 3 receivers left. One to the right. Tazi in the gun. Horned Toads trying to strike while the iron's hot here. Tazi keeps it himself up the gut. Gets around to the original line of scrimmage. Will be second down and 10. That's the ball placed at the 48-yard line right now, as the Toads trying to find a way to get this offense moving here. Couple of nice touchdown passes by Noah Tazi, connecting with Gavin Watson and Dylan Teixeira. Dylan Teixeira having a nice punt return in that first half, as your Horned Toads lead by 21-14, I should say. As the Horned Toads trying to find a little bit of offense here. Ball placed at the 48-yard line. Here comes Tazi in the gun. 2 by 2 they'll go. Tailback to his left hip. That's Gustavo Alvarado. Both wearing orange cleats tonight. Motions Watson from left to right. Tazi takes the snap, penalty marker flies, and this has been a big bugaboo for the Toads so far, as it will be that would be a delay of game, actually. So a couple of false start penalties in the first half, and now a delay of game, and that will back up the Toads a little bit more. I mean, whew, it's week 0. Hey, you know what? You get the cobwebs out, you're good to go. As the ball will be placed at the 42-yard line. Tazi in the gun. 2 receivers either side. Alvarado to his left hip. Here comes Tazi in the gun. With second down and 15. Motions Watson from left to right. Claps his hands. Takes a snap. Throws it right down the middle. Tipped up, and it's almost intercepted. There's actually Joe Cardoza putting his hand up there to block that pass away, and it will set up a 3rd and 15 for the Toads. As the Toads marching right to left on your screen here on this third quarter with 8:42 to go in quarter number 3, as the Horned Toads lead by a touchdown 21-7 against the Caruthers High School Blue Raiders in week 0 of high school football here in the CIF Central section. Glad to have you along wherever you may be listening here on the Toad Streaming Network. Apologies for not having video. We're doing audio tonight here from Anderson Field. Here comes Tazi in the gun. Tailback to his right hip. That's Gustavo Alvarado. 1 receiver left, 3 to the right. Claps his hand as Tazi wants to air it out down that near side. Watson battling, and it's going to be picked off. Daniel Rosales picks off Noah Tazi, and it will be Blue Raiders ball with 8:37 to go here at Anderson Field. Wow. And the wind taken out of the Horned Toad sail with 8:37 to go here in quarter number 3. As it will be Blue Raiders ball as they trail by a touchdown here. 21-14, Toads out in front against the Blue Raiders. Blue Raiders in their blue uniforms, blue helmets, white numbering. Your Horned Toads in their green uniforms, black helmets with Toads in cursive script. Orange lettering, that black outline. Here comes, it will be Bab in the gun. Runs it up the gut, has some room, breaks the tackle, but he's going to be met up by 4 Horned Toad defenders. Leading the charge right there was Eric Mora, actually. Eric Mora, the junior defender. As Eric Mora makes his presence known here in Caruthers. I know his family's listening right now on the Toad Streaming Network. Can the Horned Toads get off the field here with 8:09 to go here in quarter number 3? Blue Raiders marching left to right on your screen in this third quarter. It will be Bab in the gun. Puts Lopez to the right side. Be 2 receivers to the right. Bab rolls to the right, throws it down that near sideline, and it's going to be a big-time deflection by Luke Wojowoda. Intended receiver is Aram Rains. As Luke Wojowoda playing really well right now, covering well against Rains. Keep an eye on that. Under 8 minutes to go here in the third quarter. It will be a 3rd and 9 for the Blue Raiders here. Blue Raiders trail by 7, 21-14 against your Horned Toads here in week 0 of this 2023 season. It'll be Babb in the gun. 2 receivers left. Babb takes a snap. A little bit of a misdirection as Lopez makes the grab. It was actually with the run, but it will be 4th down for the Blue Raiders with 7:42 to go here in the third quarter. And the punt unit of the Blue Raiders will step out. This has been kind of a common occurrence so far. If you are a Horned Toad fan right now listening, you're probably thinking, hey, this is pretty good. And that is something that the Horned Toads need right here. As Teixeira is back at his own 40-yard line. As Rosales ready to punt this one away. So here's the punt. Spiral punt, and that will land at the 40 to the 36. And that will go out of play here in Caruthers. 7:11 to go here in the third quarter. 21-14. Horned Toads out in front. We'll be right back after this. This is Horned Toad Football on the Toad Streaming Network. $7:11 to go here in Caruthers. Here comes Noah Tazi, hands it off over to Gustavo Alvarado. Actually, number 23, he's past the 40. He gets to the 43-yard line. Number 23 on our roster. We don't have his name. Actually, the Horned Toads this season have their name on the jerseys.
Looks a lot better and he's moving around.
As it will be the Horned Toads on that near side. It will be 2nd down and 4 after a gain of 6. As the Horned Toads on that near side marching right to left in this third quarter with 6:40 and kind to go in quarter number 3, 21-14. Horned Toads out in front here on the Toad Streaming Network. Here comes Tazi in the gun. Toads will be 2x2. Alvarado to his right hip. Here comes Tazi. Motions were from left to right. Hands it off to Alvarado. He breaks the left-hand side. He's the 45-50. 45 to the 40. He's going to get to the 39-yard line. Big-time play. Well, I guess actually number 23 on our roster. We don't have his name on the roster, but a huge run, and that will move the sticks for the Toads right there. Wow. An impressive performance by number 23, and the clock is running in the Horned Toads' favor. 6:16 and kind to go here in Caruthers. Ball will be placed at the 39-yard line of Caruthers. So it will be Alvarado as the tailback. The 3 receivers left, one to the right. That specialty the Toads have been working well so far in the past 2 seasons. Tazi claps his hands it off to Alvarado. He shakes and bakes, gets past the 30, gets to the around to the 26-yard line. Gustavo Alvarado, the workhorse for the Toads. And that'll move the sticks once again. 21-14, and the Horned Toads knocking on the door, marching right to left on your screen here on the Toad Streaming Network. Can the Horned Toads capitalize here? In the previous drive, the drive ended with an interception, but the Horned Toads trying to respond here. 1 receiver left, 3 to the right, running back in the backfield. That's Alvarado. Here comes Tazi in the gun. Takes a snap, hands it off to Alvarado. He cuts to the left-hand side. He's to the 20-yard line, to the 18. Gustavo Alvarado. I mean, this is going to be a battle for player of the game. I mean, you have Dylan Teixeira, Gustavo Alvarado, many different people you could probably pick for player of the game, as it will be 2nd down and around 2 yards after a gain of 8. Toads marching right to left on your screen. Toads in their gray uniforms, black helmets with Toads. That orange and black script, kind of like that Chuck Gardner special way back in the day with that retro look. Here comes Tazi in the gun. Alvarado in the backfield. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Hands it off to Alvarado. He shakes and bakes. Gets to the 15. Penalty marker flies when the play happens. And we'll see what's going to happen here. But, man, an impressive drive so far by the Toads. You know what? With the ground and pound by Gustavo Alvarado, the Horned Toads doing that shake and bake. And this offense is working pretty good right now. Well, let's see with the penalty. And it will be on the Horned Toads. And it will be a penalty. It will be a holding call on the Toads with under 5 minutes to go here in quarter number 3. 4:45 to go here at Anderson Field. 21-14, Horned Toads out in front. As the Horned Toads trying to get this offense moving here. Ball placed at the 29-yard line, middle of the hash. Actually, a little bit of confusion here. The clock running now. That would be number 23 to Tazi's left hip. Here comes Tazi in the gun. Takes a snap. Throws to the right-hand side. Got Seshera. He has some room. He gets to around the 10-yard line. Inside the 10. Actually, they're going to spot it at the 10-yard line. The far judge spotting it at the 10. And the Horned Toads are in that red zone knocking on the door. Can they make this a two-score ball game? We shall see. And the clock is running. 4:30 and kind of go here in quarter number 3. Here comes the Toads trying to find a way to get this offense going here. One receiver left, 3 to the right. It will be number 23 in the backfield. Here comes Tazi in the gun, ready to go on that far hash. Claps his hands it off to 23. Angles to the left, has some room. Breaks one tackle to the 5, to the pylon. And he gets to the 1-yard line in that north end zone here.
That should have been a touchdown.
But it will be at the 1-yard line. First and goal for the Toads. The Toads literally knocking on the door here in Caruthers. Here they go. First and goal for the Toads on that left hash mark. 4:08 to go here in quarter number 3. 21-14. Horned Toads out in front. If I'm Jose Pease and Coach Reed, the running game has worked so far. I mean, you got to punch it in somehow, and I think you got to punch it in literally. With this response, the ball will be placed actually at the 2. Originally it was placed at the 3. But the Horned Toads will be 4 wide, 1 receiver left. Actually 2 by 2. They'll be 4 wide, 2 by 2. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Alvarado in the backfield. Here comes Tazi in the gun. Actually 1 receiver left, 3 to the right. Tazi in the gun, ready to go here. Claps his hands it off, up the gut, into the end zone, but it's going to be caught a little bit short, and a penalty marker on the near side of the field. Oh, my word. You feel the energy building up here as your Horned Toads lead by 7, 21-14 against the Blue Raiders. Penalty marker placed as... Okay, so they waived off the penalty. Okay, then. Because the side judge on that near side threw the penalty marker, but no penalty here. Can the Toads capitalize here? Second and goal for the Toads. Alvarado in the backfield. Tazi will be under center, a rarity for the Toads so far tonight. Here comes Tazi under center, ready to go here. Submarines in. And he gets in. Touchdown, Horned Toads. Noah Tazi strikes, but there's a penalty marker on the field. Wow. And what is going on here on the north end of Anderson Field? 2 penalty markers on both the near side and the far side. As it will be on the Toads, but see what the penalty will be. As they will march it back all the way to the 6, make that the 5 3/4 yard line. Using my math, especially I think my father, the math teacher Richard Welch, is enjoying the math. Enjoying the math analogy here at Anderson Field. Timeout on the field with 4:03 to go. Here in the third quarter, Horned Toads knock on the door. Can they strike while the iron's hot? We shall see. We'll be right back after this. This is Horned Toad Football on the Toads Streaming Network. .403 to go here in the third quarter of play here from Anderson Field. 21-14, Horned Toads out in front. Can the Horned Toads strike here with, they are literally knocking on the doorstep. After a penalty, they'll put the ball at the 6-yard line. 1 receiver left, One to the right, Alvarado will be in the backfield. Tazi in the gun, ready to go here. Claps his hands it off to Alvarado. He cuts to the right-hand side, and he will be stopped by a couple of Blue Raiders. Run him down. That was Jordan Gomez, and it'll bring up a third down. Actually, it'll bring up second down, I should say. All the penalties we've seen so far in this drive, it's kind of a little bit confusing. I mean, is it second down or third down? But it will be second down at the 7. A loss of 1 for the Toads. If I'm Jose Pease and Coach Reed, do you want to throw it right now, get a quick strike, or do you want to go to the run game? One receiver either side, tailback to his right hip. Here comes Tazi in the gun, ready to go here. Claps his hands. Throws to the right-hand side, and it will be almost intercepted. Oh, my word. Jordan Gomez has been the type of player for the Blue Raiders tonight. He's been in the vicinity of every thrown ball by Noah Tazi, and it's been a frustrating one so far, as it will bring up a 3rd and 7. 3rd and goal, actually, at the 7-yard line. Horned Toads going to right to left on your screen here. In this third quarter at Anderson Field, what a statement drive to chew the clock. I mean, you know what? Give your defense a chance to rest and keep this explosive Blue Raiders offense off the field here. 3rd and goal for the Toads. That far hash. Worf will be in the gun. One receiver either side. Tailback to his right hip. Keeps it himself. Angles to the left. He gets to the 5. He's going to go into the end zone all by himself. Touchdown, Horned Toads. Wyatt Worf calls his own number, and the Horned Toads lead by 2 scores here in Caruthers. A statement play by the Toads and a nice job to chew the clock in this third quarter. And it ends in 6 here in the heart of the San Joaquin Valley. Here's the PAT on the way from Ernesto Villanueva Rodriguez. Here's the snap, the hold, the kick. And it goes through the uprights. Horned Toads lead by 14, 28-14 against the Caruthers High School Blue Raiders. We'll be right back after this. This is Horned Toad Football on the Toad Streaming Network. .312 to go here in quarter number 3, 28-14. Horned Toads out in front against the Caruthers High School Blue Raiders. I'm Brian Welch with the Toad Streaming Network. Man, it's been an interesting one so far as the Horned Toads ready to go here, as it will be Ernesto Villanueva Rodriguez to put the ball on the tee. A nice drive by the Horned Toads, able to chew the clock, and it ended in 6. Here comes Ernesto Villanueva Rodriguez ready to go here. Back deep has been always Puga and Lopez. Kicks underway, tracking it down as Lopez. That ball's an escape. And will be a touchback, and that will go to the 25-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Blue Raiders with 3:09 to go here in the heart of the San Joaquin Valley. For just now joining us here on the Toad Streaming Network, it was a very interesting first half. Defensive heavy in the first quarter, but the offense was able to find their groove. A couple of nice touchdowns by Noah Tazi by connecting with Gavin Watson and Dylan Teixeira. Dylan Teixeira having a big-time play with a nice punt return, but the Blue Raiders able to respond with 2 scores, airing it out and also calling his own number. Hunter Babb ready to go here, as he'll be going left to right on your screen in this third quarter. Babb in the gun, calls his own number, gets a couple of yards, and it will be 2nd down and 8 after a gain of 2. But an interesting one so far for week 0. I mean, this is the 3rd meeting in over 2 seasons between these 2 squads, as the Horned Toads season came to an end last November on this very field, as they lost 22-21 against the Blue Raiders. The last time the Horned Toads were able to beat the Blue Raiders was all the way back in 2021, the fall season to be exact, as they beat the Blue Raiders 38-16 at Chuck Garner Stadium. Here they go. Will be Babb in the gun. Hands it off to Lopez, has some room, and he's going to be brought down by a Horned Toad defender, brought down by Branson Peters. You heard Jose Pease talk about that on the pregame show, Branson Peters having more of a leadership role with Mario Delgado graduating and going to West Hills College, Coalinga. It'll be 3rd and 5 for the Blue Raiders. Going left to right on your screen here. The Blue Raiders have been a little bit sloppy on 3rd down. Yes, they'll do a substitution as Julian De La Rosa will check in. They break the huddle. It'll be Babb in the gun. Takes a snap, rolls to the right, has some room, and a huge tackle. Wyatt Worth blows the play up, and that'll bring up a 3-and-out for the Blue Raiders. As a Blue Raiders offensive lineman, a little bit slow to get up. That's number 51. That is actually Jose Mateo, who is a little bit slow to get up, and it will be a 3-and-out for the Blue Raiders with 1:29 to go here in the heart of the San Joaquin Valley, 28-14. Horned Toads out in front here at Anderson Field. Here we go. Dylan Teixeira, the speedster for the Toads, at his own 44-yard line as Rosales awaits the punt here. A bit of a wobbly snap. Here's the punt, almost blocked by Worth. Nice hang time. Bounces at the 50, takes a Blue Raiders roll, and it will go to the 42-yard line. That's where the Horned Toads will have the ball. With 1 minute remaining here in the third quarter, we'll stay right here on the Toad Streaming Network. Man, it's been an interesting one so far here from Anderson Field. The Horned Toads lead by 14, 28-14 here in week 0 of the CIF Central section. It's been an interesting one so far. Defensive heavy first quarter. Can the Horned Toads put a lengthy drive together? They were able to do that in the previous drive. Running that ball, chewing some clock. It's been a very fast ball game here for week 0. Here comes Tazi in the gun. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. It'll be Alvarado to his right hip. Here comes Tazi, claps his hands. Hands it off to Alvarado. He cuts to his right now. Trying to get around the edge. He gets to the 40, to the 45. Gets to around the 50-yard line. Gustavo Alvarado, the workhorse for the Toads. And he gets into Caruthers territory with 47 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Impressive performance by Gustavo Alvarado, the downhill runner for the Toads. And the Toads trying to keep this offense going here. It's Gustavo Alvarado cutting to that right side. And the Toads trying to keep themselves going here. With 27 ticks so far to go here in quarter number 3. Here comes Tazi in the gun. 1 receiver left, 3 to the right. Running back in the backfield. Alvarado once again cuts up, goes up the middle. Gets a couple of yards, brings some defenders with him. Gets past the 45 to the 42-yard line here with 12 seconds to go here in quarter number 3. What a ball game so far for the Toads as they lead by 2 scores, 28-14 here at Anderson Field. It actually is a Horned Toad player on the ground. Can't tell who it is at the moment, as it might be Alvarado on the ground. With the orange shoes. Thank you, our spotter and our coach up here tonight, Gustavo Alvarado. I mean, especially in this hot weather, you see a lot of cramps, and Alvarado helped up right there with the orange cleats. And he'll walk off on his own power. With 12 seconds to go here in quarter number 3, 28-14, Horned Toads out in front against the Blue Raiders. This has been a good one so far. Can the Horned Toads find a way to keep this offense going here? I'm Brian Welch with the Toad Streaming Network. It's been a good one for the Horned Toads. They lead by 2 scores, 28-14 here in week 0 of high school football. Our next broadcast will be on September 8th as the Reedley High School Pirates come a knocking to Coalinga to take on your Horned Toads. We'll have that for you from Chuck Garner Stadium in our press box, our little humble abode. Yeah, on that at Chuck Garner Stadium. Here they go. 12 seconds to go here in quarter number 3. 1 receiver left. It will be 1 receiver left, 3 to the right. It will be number 23 in the backfield for the Toads. As Gustavo Alvarado on that sideline, we'll find out how he's doing during the commercial break. Here comes Tazi ready to go here. 9 seconds to go here. And I don't think they're going to run a play, but maybe. But 2 seconds to go here. And that will be the final play of quarter number 3. An impressive performance by the Toads as they lead by 14, 28-14 against the Caruthers High School Blue Raiders. On to the fourth quarter from Anderson Field. We'll be right back after this. This is Horned Toad Football on the Toad Streaming Network. We go to quarter number 4 here at Caruthers, California, at Anderson Field on the campus of Caruthers High School. I'm Brian Welch with the Toad Streaming Network. 28-14, Horned Toads out in front. It's been a good one so far as the Horned Toads will be marching left to right on your screen here. Noah Tazi in the gun, as it will be number 23 in the backfield. He hands it off to him. He angles to the left, and he's going to be brought down by Aram Rains for a loss. It'll bring up second down, and the Toads trying to find a way to keep this offense here, and that's actually a Caruthers defender on the ground. That's Tony Moreno, I should say. He's down on the ground. I mean, both teams, especially in the JV game, experiencing a little bit of cramps. It's week 0. I mean, with the hot temperatures here. I can't believe we might even have rain on Monday. So, I mean, a wacky August so far here in the San Joaquin Valley. As it is, Tony Moreno on the ground. The trainer's looking at him, stretching out that left leg. 10 seconds gone by here in regulation. Can the Horned Toads get off the field? Can they get this offense moving here as we are still, as Tony Moreno still getting stretched out by the trainer. If you're just now joining us here on the Toad Streaming Network, it's been an interesting one for the Toads. The Toads lead by 14. A first quarter that was dominated by the defense, actually. And then the second quarter, the fireworks began between the Blue Raiders and the Horned Toads. A couple of touchdowns thrown by Noah Tazi. And a punt return by Dylan Teixeira. And a quarterback keeper by Wyatt Worth. That's the 4 touchdowns so far by the Toads. As Tony Moreno still on the ground, still being stretched. As he's still in a lot of pain right now. He's actually going to be helped up by the athletic trainer of Caruthers High School. And he's favoring. He's limping just a little bit. And apologies for not having our crowd mic tonight. With the AC being so cool here in the press box, I decided, hey, you know what? Let's keep the AC in the press box, not have it escape outside. But we get ready to go here. 11:50 to go in regulation, as it will be second down and 13 at the 45-yard line of Caruthers. As the Horned Toads on that far hash trying to get this offense, trying to put the cherry on the top on this ice cream sundae. I think some ice cream would be pretty good right about now. Can the Horned Toads strike while the iron's hot? Tazi in the gun, wants to pump fakes, wants to keep it himself, runs up the middle, penalty marker flies. He gets almost to the 40-yard line. He almost gets to the 37. Noah Tazi doing his reads, checking downfield. He said, you know what? Hey, no one's open. I'm just going to keep it and run for it. And Noah Tazi with a smart decision, but a penalty marker on the field. We shall see what's going to happen here. Penalty marker at the 47-yard line of Caruthers, and it will be a holding call on the Toads, and it will back them up just a little bit here at Anderson Field. We will have a little abbreviated post-game show here tonight. We'll wrap everything up, talk about what happened. But can the Toads put the bow on the present here It's the ball at the 45-yard line of Coalinga on that far hash. Can the Toads strike here? 3 receivers, 2 receivers either side. Tailback to his left hip. Here comes Tazi in the gun. Motions Watson from left to right. Takes a snap, swings it out to Teixeira on the right-hand side. He's to the 45, and he's a shoestring tackle by Julian De La Rosa, bringing Dylan Teixeira down by his foot. Wow. As it will be a third down. As on the scoreboard it says 23. The original line of scrimmage is all the way back at the 43-yard line of Caruthers. It's the Horned Toads at the 46-yard line in their own half. Trying to convert here on third down. They've been pretty good on third down conversions. Can the Toads pull a rabbit out of the hat here? They're on that near side, on that near hash. Going left to right on your screen, 10:34 to go in regulation. Tazi in the gun, tailback to his left hip. Hands it off to 23. He cuts. He's the 50, 45, over to the 40, 35, 30. He's the 25 to the 20. And a touchdown-saving tackle by Noah Puga. And that'll move the sticks for the Horned Toads. First down, Toads. What a run by number 23. We don't know his name, but he is playing a lot like Gustavo Alvarado. And the Toads are in that red zone going left to right on your screen here. Ball placed at the 21-yard line on that far hash. Toads marching left to right on your screen. Glad to have you along here on the Toads Streaming Network. As it will be 3 receivers left, 1 to the right, tailback to his behind him. It will be Noah Tazi wearing those orange cleats. Claps his hands it off the 23. He shakes and bakes, gets to the right-hand side just for a couple of yards. Under 10 minutes to go in regulation, 28-14. Toads out in front here. But this is kind of a drive. You know what? A big-time third down conversion by the Toads. A nice run by number 23. And the Toads are trying to answer here as they are knocking on the Blue Raiders' doorstep here. As it will be second down and around 8 yards after a gain of 2. Here we go. It'll be 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Alvarado checks back into the ball game for the Toads here. Tazi in the gun. Alvarado to his right hip, both wearing orange cleats. Motions Watson from left to right. Takes a snap as Tazi. Ready to go here. Looking. Escapes pressure. Goes to the left-hand side. And he'll just slide right there. An impressive performance by Noah Tazi. You know what? Checking your reads, making sure, hey, there's nobody open. I'm just going to run for it. You know what? That's a good idea, intelligent decision by Noah Tazi. I know his parents listening to the broadcast right now here on the Toad Streaming Network. That's an impressive performance by Mr. Football himself, Noah Tazi, with the football IQ. I think we should call him the professor. Here we go. 2 receivers either side. Alvarado in the backfield. Actually to his left hip, I should say. Here comes Tazi in the gun. Motions Watson as always. Hands it off to Alvarado. He shakes and bakes. Gets a couple of yards on third down. And it will be close to that first down marker. As the Toads trying to find a way to convert. They've been able to convert on third down. As it will be 4th and 2. Of 8:10 to go here in regulation, 28-14. Horned Toads out in front, marching left to right on your screen here on this very hot Friday evening here in the heart of the San Joaquin Valley at Anderson Field. There'll be 3 to the left, 1 to the right. Alvarado to his right hip. Here comes Tazi in the gun, ready to go here. Puts Alvarado to his left hip now. Tazi claps his hands, ready to go here. Throws to the dart to the Gavin Watson. He's spinning to the 5. He's going to go to the ball squirts out and in the end zone. Oh my word! The ball squirts out and the Horned Toads recover in the end zone. Oh my word! Wyatt Worth, touchdown number 2. He's ran in a touchdown and he's able to fall on the squirting ball. Oh my word! The Toads have come to play tonight in Caruthers. Oh my word. 34-14, Toads out in front pending the PAT here in Caruthers. As Ernesto Villanueva Rodriguez able to get for the PAT. Here is the snap, the hold, the kick. It's going to go through the uprights, and it will go through the uprights, and the Toads lead They lead 35-14 with 7:39 to go here in regulation. We'll step aside. We'll come right back after this. This is Horned Toad Football on the Toad Streaming Network. $7:39 to go here in regulation. 35-14, Horned Toads out in front by 21 here in Anderson Field. I'm Brian Welch with the Toad Streaming Network as Ernesto Villanueva Rodriguez ready to put the ball on the tee as the Horned Toads will be kicking off left to right. It's been a frustrating night for the Blue Raiders here for week 0 of the season opener in the CIF Central section. Lopez and Puga back deep. Here's the kick on the way from Villanueva Rodriguez. It's going to be taken by number 9. It's going to be Cardoza. Has some room up the middle. Hits the 45. He's to the 50. And he's going to be tackled down by Messiah Richards. And that's going to be a huge gain for the Blue Raiders. And the Horned Toads might have to stop them defensively here as the Blue Raiders having the best field position in the second half. 7:32 to go here in regulation. 35-14. Horned Toads out in front on week 0 of our broadcast here on the Toad Streaming Network. Our next broadcast will be on September 8th against Reedley High School as the Pirates they'll be rolling into Coalinga. It'll be the Pirates and the Horned Toads on September 8th, but it's a good one here tonight. Anderson Field, here comes Babb in the gun, rolls to his left, angles to the 40, gets to around the 39, big time tackle by number 59, Wilmer Toscano. Wilmer Toscano, he's been playing since I've been broadcasting. He was a part of that team in the spring season of 21, where I started my first season as the voice of the Toads on the In the News at CHS YouTube channel. And he's making big plays right now here as it'll be 2nd down and 7 after a gain of 3 for the Blue Raiders. The ball plays at the 39-yard line of Coalinga. He'll be Babb in the gun with an empty set. 2 receivers to the right. Babb, a little bit of misdirection. Here comes Lopez. He's shaking and baking to the 35. Gets to the 30 of Coalinga. It'll be Lopez to the 30-yard line. And the Toads trying to find a way to try to keep this Blue Raider offense from scoring here. As the Blue Raiders trail by 21. Here they go. Be Babb in the gun. All by himself in an empty set. Takes a snap, rolls to his right. Wanting to throw it. He's going to use his legs. He shakes and bakes, gets to the first down marker. I mean, that is what Hunter Babb has been doing all night long. He's able to clear that edge. He is the most dangerous man in Caruthers tonight with those legs running around. With 6:25 to go here in regulation, Caruthers trying to find a way to strike while the iron's hot here. Can the Toads keep the iron from cooling? It's actually the placement of the ball, and it will be a first down. A bit of a question about the placement of the ball. We continue here from Anderson Field. Wow. Toads leading 35-14 against Caruthers. Babb rolls out, left-hand side, airs it out. Rains and Wojawota battling, bobbled, and it will be incomplete. As Rains and Wojawota battle each other out here. As the senior and the junior going toe for toe all night long. A nice little penalty marker. And the Horned Toads trying to get off the field defensively here. And this might be a critical play. You're welcome. Hey, you're welcome, Coach. With 6:15 to go here in regulation. Blue Raiders on that far side will be Babb in the gun with an empty set. And a penalty marker, and it'll be a false start on the Blue Raiders there. And it will be a false start on the Blue Raiders. That'll back them up 5. 6:14 to go in regulation. Stay tuned for a little abbreviated post-game show here from Caruthers. We'll wrap it up and talk about the Selma Bears, the next opponent for the Toads, as the Toads will be going to Selma High School. We will not have that broadcast for you, but we'll have the next game's broadcast when Reedley comes to town. on September 8th. Here they go as the Blue Raiders break the huddle here. Be Babb in the gun. Lopez to his left hip. Takes a snap. Keeps it himself up the gut. Rumbles a couple of yards. Brought down by a pack of toads. And that pile right there, number 60, Donovan Ubrina with a big-time stop. And we continue here in Caruthers under 6 minutes to go in regulation. 35-14, Toads out in front as Toads lead by 21 here. 2 receivers left. It's tight into the left to that right side. We Babb in the gun with an empty set as always. Rolls to the left. Wants to air it out on that near sideline. Battling, and it will be overthrown. Tenor receiver was Giovanni Carrillo on the coverage. Somebody we've been calling his name all night long. Luke Wojawoda with the coverage of his parents in the stands right now on that east side of Anderson Field. 5:34 to go here in regulation as the Horned Toads trying to find a way to get off the field here. But there is some dirty laundry over at the 20-yard line. Let's see what the call will be. 35-14, Toads out in front. It's actually, they just picked up the flag. Okay, then. Well, here they go. It's actually, excuse me. As they are back in it, the Blue Raiders are being backed up right now. And we're still continuing here, as it will be marching in favor of the Blue Raiders. So instead of a 2nd and 11, there's actually the mark the ball like for a 3rd down. So the ball is actually placed at the 11-yard line. 3rd and short for the Blue Raiders. They hurry up to the line here. Here comes Babb with the gun. Keeps it himself up the gut. Ooh, a big-time play. Branson Peters able to wrap him up. But it will be enough for a Blue Raider first down with 5:29 to go here in regulation. Branson Peters making his name known here in Caruthers, the new vocal leader for the Toads defensively in that middle linebacker spot. You heard Jose Pease talk about him on the pregame show saying, hey, you know what? With Mario Delgado going to West Hills, here comes Babb to the left side, angles, and 4 Toads able to wrap him up right there, led by number 7, Jaden Pena, the junior free safety, with a big-time play. And actually a Toad on the ground right now. It was actually number 62, Ismael Castro, on the ground. And he's in a lot of pain right now. Both training staffs of Coalinga and Caruthers running out to check him. We've just now joined us here on the Toad Streaming Network. It's been a good one for the Toads as they lead by 21, 35-14. And they are looking at him right now. His head coach, Jose Pease, looking at him right now, making sure he's okay. It's actually not, it is Jose Pease over there right now. A lot of silence here at Anderson Field. Both training staffs looking at him. Jose Pease making sure he's okay. A lot of silence here at Anderson Field here in Caruthers. Everybody holding their breath. Every Caruthers fan, every Coalinga fan holding their breath. Coach Ward going to check if Castro's okay. There is a silence around Anderson Field right now. Seeing if the Horned Toad defender is okay. Both training staffs looking at him, making sure he's okay. We'll step aside right here with 5:06 to go in regulation, 35-14, Horned Toads out in front. This is Horned Toad football on the Toad Streamer Network. Wait, he is up. He is up. And a round of applause by both fan bases. And we go back to work here in Caruthers. As it is. As we continue here in Caruthers with 5:06 to go in regulation. As it is, number 62, Ismail Castro, who's walking off the field on his own power. It's the Blue Raiders in that Horned Toad red zone. Here comes Babb in the gun, tail back to his right hip. It will be Lopez. He cuts to the right into the end zone, and it will be a touchdown. Touchdown, Blue Raiders. And they strike with 4:56 to go here in regulation. Wow. Wow. And the second time Hunter Babb has hurt the Horned Toads with his legs tonight. Wow. So the PAT team will shift over from their two-point conversion stance back to the PAT, similar to what the Oregon Ducks used to do way back in the day. As Daniel Rosales will be ready to go here with the PAT. Here's the kick, and it will go through here in Caruthers. 35-21. Horned Toad still out in front. We'll be right back after this. This is Horned Toad football on the Toad Streamer Network. .456 to go here in regulation, 35-21. Horned Toads out in front against the Blue Raiders of Caruthers High School. As the Blue Raiders will be kicking the ball off here. With Daniel Rosales putting the ball on the tee. As Coach Ward might be going to his bag of tricks right now. As your Horned Toads lead 35-21 here from Andersonville. Has been a good one so far. If you're just now joining us here on the Toad Streamer Network, it's been all Horned Toads so far. As the Toads trying to keep the Blue Raiders from striking here. Back deep for the Toads. Gustavo Alvarado. Here's the kick. And it will be a penalty marker on the play as the Blue Raiders wanted to do an onside kick. We continue. We'll see what the penalty marker will be as they'll back it all up. And it's been a frustrating night for Coach Ward's Blue Raiders. Is actually Caruthers coached the City County All-Star game at McLean's Stadium in June. As Coach Ward not happy with the officiating crew. He's had a couple of words. He threw a football at the sideline in anger, and how he's yelling at people now on the sideline. As it's actually, they had one missing person. They had 10 people on the field. They needed that 11th player. Now they get ready to go here. With the Blue Raiders showing their hand already, they initially said, hey, we're going to try to do an onside kick. We shall see what Daniel Rosales will do. Here comes Rosales ready to go here. And it's going to be Luke Ojowoto almost had it, and the Horned Toads fall on it. But a hold your breath kind of moment play. Now ball, it kind of skied a bit, and it dropped down a little bit softly. Luke Ojowoto wanted to recover that one, but the Horned Toads Luke Ojowoto wanted to recover that one. Somehow it slipped out of his hands, but the Horned Toads are able to recover that one. A 4:56 to go here in regulation. If I'm Jose Pease and Coach Reed, hey, you know what? you run that clock out. You chew it out a little bit. You lead by 14, 35-21 here in Caruthers. So you know what? Hey, you got to do that. Here they go. One receiver left, three to the right, tailback to his right hip. It'll be number 23 as the tailback. Hands it off to him. Has some room. Gets past to the 40. And we'll see they'll give forward progress to the 41 of their own half. With that clock ticking in regulation, 4:41 and counting to go in regulation here in Caruthers. Glad to have you along here. Wherever you may be listening here on the Toad Streamer Network, glad to be a part of your Friday night. Friday Night Lights are back here in the CIF Central section. Also, special thanks to the Caruthers High School Athletic Department for allowing me to come up here and broadcast the game here in the press box. It's probably one of the best press boxes I have ever been in my whole entire broadcasting career. For high school sports, great AC. I know Chuck Garner Stadium's press box is the unique and rustic. I love that. But here's the snap on the way. Ball's on the carpet. And the Horned Toads fall on that one. A little bit of miscue so far with 4:02 to go here. The Horned Toads might have to get themselves a chance to just put the pedal to the metal here, as that clock is still ticking under 4 minutes to go in regulation here in Caruthers. Stay tuned for a post-game show, our abbreviated post-game show, as we got to get out of here, because you know what? They are going to be forcing people out of the stands after the game. We'll wrap it up. We'll just talk about what happened during the game and also preview what's going to happen in 2 weeks' time in Selma as the Horned Toads go on a break next week. Here they go. One receiver left, three to the right. Tailback to his left hip will be tossing in the gun. Claps his hands. Wants to air it out down that far side. Teixeira going to try to track that one down, but it goes over his head. Dylan Teixeira was the intended receiver. On the coverage right there, it's Noah Puga on the coverage for the Blue Raiders, and it will bring up a 4th and 13. And this will be a rarity for the Toads. They will actually punt it away the first time they'll punt it tonight here at Anderson Field. So we get ready to go here. Punting it will be Wyatt Worth. Wyatt Worth, that Swiss Army knife. Talking to Jose Pease this week. Well, you can put Wyatt Worth as a quarterback. You can put him as a running back, wide receiver. And he's even punting tonight. Back deep for the Blue Raiders, it will be Jaden Gomez. A little bit of a high snap. And it will be partially blocked. And the ball will spiral around. And it will land at the 48-yard line of Coalinga. Not a good punt by the Toads. Well, with 3:10 to go here in regulation, you know, as the defense, the defense has been good so far tonight. Can they have one more final stop here in Caruthers? 35-21. Horned Toads out in front against the Blue Raiders of Caruthers. Stay tuned for our postgame show. Our abbreviated postgame show here from Anderson Field. We get a chance to look at we talk about some of the stats and some of the touchdowns, and preview the next 2 weeks. Here comes Bab. England to the left. Gets to the 45. Gets to the 40-yard line. Brought down by Eric Mora. Eric Mora making a statement right there with that tackle on that left-hand side. I know his parents and his siblings listening to the broadcast right now here on the Toad Streamer Network. We continue here in Caruthers. Bab in the gun. Two receivers to the right. Angles to his right. Froze it. Airs it out down that far sideline. And it will be an incomplete pass overthrown as Raines had to track that one down. But a little bit too much pepper on that throw by Bab. It will bring up a 3rd and 3 for the Blue Raiders as they trail by 14, 35-21. 2:40 to go here in regulation, 35-21. Horned Toads out in front. Here we go. It'll be Bab in a gun, two receivers to the right. Empty set for Bab. Mishandles the snap, and the ball is on the carpet, and the Horned Toads recover. And that'll seal the deal for the Toads. As there is a Horned Toad defender on the ground, the guy who recovered the ball. Trying to see who his number is.
Hey, we got our player now. Okay,
and let's see who the number is, but that was the icing on the cake for the Toads defensively. But the silence here in Caruthers. Let's see who it is. It was a bobbled snap by Babb. But Coach Pease right there checking with his player, being right by him, making sure he's okay. Caruthers training staff on the scene first. But he's at the 45-yard line of Coalinga. Another coach checks on him. Both Coach Ward and Coach Pease having a conversation. Making sure the Horned-Toed defender is okay. 2:40 to go here in regulation. Everyone, all the coaches, the head referee, making sure he's okay. Both training staffs of Caruthers and Coalinga making sure he's okay. Horned-Toads, the whole entire team taking a knee on that east side of Anderson Field. Players still being attended by the physicians, by the trainers of Caruthers and Coalinga. You hear that quietness from both sidelines. As the play happened at the 45-yard line of Coalinga. We do not know who is down right now, as it is a number with a 5 on it. Can't tell the other number, actually. 2:40 to go in regulation, as he is standing up a bit. He's still, trainer's still looking at him, making sure he's okay. Easy at the 45-yard line. We do not know what number it is. We do know, we will tell you here on the Toad Streaming Network. Both coaches of Coach Pease from Coalinga, Coach Ward of Caruthers, still there. Both training staffs been busy tonight here in Caruthers. And he stands up, and you hear the applause. It's number 59, Wilmer Toscano. He is up. He is moving around. He is walking back to the sideline. The Caruthers High School trainer making sure he's okay, walking him back to the sideline here. As he will walk back to the sideline here with 2:40 to go here in regulation. After that fumble by Babb, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Horned-Toads at the 45-yard line. Horned-Toads moving left to right on your screen. Stay tuned for our post-game show. As it'll be wide Worf in the gun, wide receiver left, 3 to the right, tailback to his right hip. Worf takes the snap, fakes the handoff to Alvarado, and he will have nowhere to go. Wide Worf wrapped up like a present as he's brought down by Ruben Carmona. Ruben Carmona having a night for the Blue Raiders here in week 0. Excuse me. As that clock is, as it will bring up 2nd down, is actually A timeout called on the field. 2:28 to go here in regulation. 35-21. Horned Toads out in front. We'll be right back after this. This is Horned Toad Football on the Toad Streaming Network. 2:28 to go here in regulation. 35-21. Horned Toads out in front against the Caruthers High School Blue Raiders. I'm Brian Welch for the Toad Streaming Network. As it will be a 2nd and 14 for the Toads. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Tazi in the gun. Alvarado to his right hip. Claps his hands. Tazi going to throw it. Screen pass to Alvarado. And he bobbles it, and it will be. And it was a live ball, but Gustavo Alvarado able to track that one down. 2:24 to go in regulation. It's kind of a critical 3rd down here for the Horned Toads. And they're trying to find a way to get past midfield. The ball placed at the 40-yard line. If you're just now joining us here on the Toad Streaming Network, it's been all Horned Toads. It's been a good back and forth affair. Toads with the advantage as they lead by 14, 35-21 here from Anderson Field. 1 receiver left, 3 to the right. Tailback will be in the backfield. Will be number 23 for the Toads. Tazi hands it off to 23, angles to the left-hand side. He's to the 45, past midfield to the 45 into Caruthers territory, and he steps out of bounds. A big-time first down, a cramp by number 23, especially with this heat. We've seen it in the JV game. We've seen it in the varsity game. A lot of injuries. A lot of the trainers have been busy tonight, sad to say. But the Toads trying to keep this ball game going here and keep chewing the clock is actually number 23 still on that east sideline with a little bit of a cramp. And we continue playing here in Caruthers. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Tailback to his left hip will be Tazi, and the gun Alvarado will be to his left. Motions Watson from left to right. And a penalty marker and another bugaboo by the Toads. With 2:17 to go, a false start penalty on the Toads. I mean, it's week 0, but it's the situational plays. But the Toads will learn from that. That's the thing. I mean, you have those moments. It's good to make these mistakes now, not like if you have to go to DP or you take on Fireball or you go to Avenel or you play Tranquility or you play like a hard-hitting Mendota team. It's good to get those little mistakes out of the way in the preseason, the early part of the season. Handoff by Alvarado. He shakes and bakes, gets to around the 45, pushes some defenders along with him to the 44. Gustavo Alvarado might be our player of the game here on the Toad Streaming Network. I mean, you could probably give it to Gustavo Alvarado. You can probably give it to Dylan Teixeira. We'll give our player of the game right now. It will be Gustavo Alvarado and Dylan Teixeira with our co-players of the game. I think that would be kind of fair. I mean, on the offensive side, I would say Branson Peters on the defensive side for player of the game as well. If you want to say, as we get for the player of the game, here they go. 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Running back in the backfield, that's going to be Alvarado, rocking those orange cleats here in Caruthers. Here we go. Tazi in the gun, 1:32 to go here. 92 seconds in the ball game. And Alvarado will be wrapped up in the backfield by Aaron Rains. And it will be a timeout called by Caruthers. We'll stay right here on the Toad Streaming Network. If you're just now joining us here from Caruthers, it's been the Toads out in front, 35-21 here from Anderson Field. And also, a good friend of mine, I work for a Summer Collegiate baseball team called the Fresno Athletics. One of the assistant coaches, named Mike Edlin, graduated from Caruthers High School. He played college baseball, came back. He's a teacher here in the Caruthers School District, and he also coaches the high school baseball team for Caruthers High School. He is here tonight, and it's also his birthday, so happy birthday, Mike Edlin, good friend of mine. We work together with the Fresno Athletics. With 1:19 to go here in regulation, it will be 1:22 now. So they added 3 more seconds to the ball game. 82 seconds to go in regulation. Stay tuned for our post-game show. We're going to do the post-game show right away, quickly. We're gonna have a snappy post-game show. We get a chance to talk about what transpired tonight. An impressive showing by the Horned Toads as they want to defend their WSL crown coming in November. What we shall see what's going to happen here is it will be one receiver. Actually, they'll put one receiver to the left, 3 to the right, tailback in the backfield. Here comes Tazi in the gun. Hands it off to Alvarado. He shakes and bakes to the left-hand side, gets past midfield to the 45, pushed into the sideline. A penalty marker flies, and the chippiness might begin here in Caruthers. I mean, with 1:16 to go here in regulation, a little bit of chippiness going on, but there is a Blue Raider defender on the field, on the ground right now. As the Blue Raider training staff been busy tonight. Wow. So we shall see what the penalty. We'll see how they'll assess the penalty. As it will be looks like number 11, Lucky Raynor. It is Raynor as he gets up, and he'll jog back to the Blue Raider sideline. 1:16 to go here in regulation with 76 seconds to go in the ball game. After the penalty has been enforced, a little bit of good seeing you, Coach, as always. 1:16 to go here in regulation. Horned Toads leading by 14, 35-21 here from Anderson Field. Glad to have you along here on the Toad Streaming Network. Hey, you're good. Hey, thanks, Coach. Thank you, Coach. It's been a hot one. It's a hot one so far this evening. I moved into my dorm at Fresno State. It was a very hot one at Fresno State. 1:16 to go here in regulation. Been an impressive one so far. Thanks, Coach. 35-21, Horned Toads out in front. As our marching left to right on your screen, it'll be Alvarado to the left tip of Noah Tazi. One receiver left. Actually, 2x2 they'll go. Hands it off to Alvarado, up the gut, brought down by Rains, and the clock keeps chewing for the Toads. And that's something that the Horned Toads did well tonight, having those extended drives, chewing the clock. That's something that the Horned Toads, if they can do that, if they go to DP and they go to Fireball, if they can do that, they can chew the clock, keep the defense rested. That's a good recipe for success in a statement for the season for the Toads. But hey, this is only week 0. That's the thing, but the Toads look good already. But I know they'll have their hands full against the Bears of Selma High School. But here we go, 2 receivers either side. It will be Tazi under center, Alvarado in the backfield. He's going to take a knee and spike the ball. 28 seconds left in the ball game. But wow. A statement win by the Toads as they were able to avenge the loss in the semifinal round of the Division IV CIF Central Section playoffs of last season as they take a Week 0 victory, 35-21 against the Caruthers High School Blue Raiders. We'll be right back with our postgame show. This is Horned Toad Football on the Toad Streaming Network. Post-game show here from Anderson Field on the campus of Caruthers High School in Caruthers, California. I'm Brian Woe to the Toad Streaming Network as your Horned Toads defeat the Caruthers High School Blue Raiders 35-21 for the first game of the 2023 campaign. As the Horned Toads running over to that south end zone, an impressive performance by the Toads. As the Toads had a great ball game. I mean, we were talking about that during the game about how the Toads were able to chew that clock, able to keep that defense rested, and that was something the Toads able to use to her advantage as they beat the Blue Raiders 35-21 to avenge the loss of the semifinal round of the Division IV CIF Central Section playoffs last November. It was a good one so far as the first quarter was defense dominated by both the Toads and the Blue Raiders. In the second quarter, the fireworks began. A couple of touchdown passes by Noah Tazi, a punt return by Dylan Teixeira. In the second half, and a little bit before the second half, the Blue Raiders able to put a couple of scores on the board. Made it a very interesting ball game. Then the second half came around. The Horned Toads, being Horned Toads, they were able to find a way to extend drives and make an impressive statement. You know what? Hey, a statement tonight here at Anderson Field. A nice run by Wyatt Worth. That was something that was impressive to watch on that north end of the end zone here in Caruthers, California at Anderson Field. But now the Horned Toads will have a break, go on a bye week next week, and then they'll suit it up against Selma High School in a couple weeks' time. But an impressive performance as your Horned Toads defeat the Blue Raiders 35-21 here from Anderson Field, as they are literally kicking fans out right now as the fans go into their cars. Right now, your Horned Toads able to avenge the loss against the Blue Raiders 35-21 in Week 0 of the 2023 campaign. A lot of people to thank for the broadcast tonight, especially the Caruthers High School Athletic Department staff for allowing me to be up in the press box. I know I was talking about this on the air. This is probably one of the best press box I've ever been in my whole entire broadcasting career for high school football. I know Chuck Garner Stadium's is a great venue and a great place. I love broadcasting games at Chuck Garner Stadium, but this is a whole new level at Caruthers High School. I mean, the amenities are great, good. It's a good press box. But hey, it's always really cool to be up here in the press box tonight here at Anderson Field. Also, everybody at the Coalinga Huron Unified School District, especially the superintendent of the Coalinga Huron Unified School District, Miss Lori Villanueva, principal of Coalinga High School, Sheila Diaz, and athletic director tonight. She was listening to the broadcast tonight, Miss Emily McFarland. For everyone here who's put this broadcast together, I'm Brian Welch saying goodbye. Have a good night. Repeating the final score: your Coalinga High School Horned Toads avenged their loss against the Caruthers High School Blue Raiders 35-21 here at Anderson Field. Thank you so much for listening to Horned Toad Football on the Toad Streaming Network.